Hello, Star Wars CCG players, fans, and folks who just want to see a heavyweight battle on Tuesday night. Garrett Larson here, Dead Body on Slack, at the forums, and everywhere else. Joined, by Logan Pedig.
How's it
Uh,
going?
how you doing tonight, Logan?
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a nice change of pace from watching a Jellison game where I have to have Scomp open on the right monitor for every card that I see.
I did say in the streamers channel, there's this match between Justin Desai and Joe Olson has far lower chance of me going, what is that nonsense card?
Hmm.
Quite as many times. Like, and I loved the Jellison versus Shaw match. That was a ton of fun to stream. I love
Hmm.
streaming Batmouse's games, but like sometimes it's fun to just watch really good players playing the best cards and just watch the decision making and see how wrong I am
Yep.
over and
And it
over again.
looks like they just started.
Okay, so
It's
the
gonna
game
be
popped up immediately. Wow, good for them.
uh it's gonna be Joe on Dark Side as the First Order reigns versus Justin on Luke Saga. Joe's still going with his typical prepared defenses and the Kylo Saber effect start, similar to at least a similar start to what he ran at Worlds.
And I would wager it is probably a very similar deck.
Hmm.
And so Justin, obviously, Justin's got 3 world championships, 5 worlds, finals.
Hmm.
Dude's an absolutely amazing player, but he's been focusing a lot on Star Wars Unlimited, that other game that we're not going to talk as much about. And it doesn't shock me to see that he said, "Hey, I'm going to come in and play mains,"
Hmm.
because mains is a deck that always feels like it has a puncher's chance. Like
Yeah, and
mains,
100%.
you know, mains might have decks it's less favored against, but it always feels like it's got you have a chance to have the tools. You always have a chance to like drop a game ending beatdown and do these things.
And
So
especially for a player like Justin Desai, it allows for a lot more versatility in your game. You
yep,
can choose like it's not a linear game plan. You don't have to go into every game doing the same thing. So for somebody who's able to think through the game, as well as Justin can, it's it's just one of those things that it's a fallback for really good players because of how versatile it is. And it's a fallback for bad players like myself who want to think we're good players.
yep, yeah. I mean, mains is something that you always feel like you have a chance, even when sometimes you don't. Like I'll be honest, I think this is not a great matchup for Justin. I
Real
think
quickly,
Joe is
Garrett, you're a little bit quiet on the stream.
all right. Crank my mic up just a little bit and see if that helps. I think Justin. I think Joe has a slight advantage here in the matchup, and I think Joe's trying to play it exactly that way. We see the
Hmm.
Mitka on the supremacy. He grabbed Hosian Prime instead of a sight. Now, that might mean he didn't have a sight.
I think as first order, you'd rather not give up the site turn one because if he has got the Luke in hand, he can drop Luke at that site and put a lot of early pressure on because
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Luke just does so much on ground as Luke Saga.
and I think you're right, and that was what I was kind of thinking is I think there's a chance you just say, you know what, I don't want to mess with that. I'm going to take my space drains because you're likely much more advantaged in space,
Hmm.
and say I'll wait on ground until I have the setup.
Hmm.
Now, the one thing Joe did though is he used Lieutenant Destiny 6 to get the supremacy and get that started, which means he can't use it now to pull the shuttle to pull Kylo.
Hmm.
But
And
he may
Joe's
have a
not playing
Kylo
the
in
shuttle
hand.
start.
Well, yeah, because you use Lieutenant Destiny 6 to go get the shuttle with Navy.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be just saying, look, I'd rather get my setup in space and I'll piece together the ground between bow pulls and whatever else I need.
Mm-hmm.
So he's also going to have to go a little bit slow because Justin will likely be out activating him all game.
Yeah, and minus the farm, Justin's was not going to give Joe any icons either. So if he doesn't want to put the site out, he'll activate one from a farm potentially, and one more from crate.
What in the what?
Yep, we said something too soon. I think that was our downfall.
Okay.
I think he's really worried about his non-unique aliens and Monarch.
We've been streaming for less than 6 minutes and I'm already going, what the? So he's setting up.
Uh,
Are we going to see like a Cantina Shuffle deck going on here? Like,
the
because Yarna can pull the Battleground.
there's a system.
I don't.
Are we sure Batmouse or Jellison didn't get their hands on Justin's account?
I'm not entirely sure.
I mean,
Like,
next.
this is so we're seeing in chat, you got Crazy Carl, shocked at the Yarna, and yeah, that one definitely threw us off as well. And reigning world champion, one of the 7 world titles that are in play, or the 7 world championships that are playing in the OCS top 16, 6 of which are in this game right now. The last one, Greg Shaw, commenting that maybe this is some sort of like a how do we get into this mess beats. That
I mean, are we gonna see something like a
feels
spaceport
crazy.
speeders and like sell a droid? Like I don't even know at this point. I don't know what the.
And it could just be we're going to run a few copies of Yarna. We've got the farm. We're going to try and set up some sort of a mains Cantina Shuffle celebration. Force you to come at him, but like this is not the deck I expected to see. So we're already in the something's crazy, but he is still getting a huge activation advantage. Like Justin put out 3-2-1 sites. Like he's gonna have 15 force to work with next turn. That's
I I I
that's a
just threw
lot.
all my notes out the window. I don't know what I'm looking at. This is okay. So there's a
Leadership makes
leadership.
sense. But now he's gonna grab like Walix Blissx and just no, grabs Obi-Wan. Okay, maybe
So
we're
we're
making
still
sense.
on track.
Yeah,
Um,
Obi-Wan makes a lot of sense. Like
I must be allowed to cheat. Suggest to me that he's playing Han on the ground, though, just because if you don't get the use
he,
pile pull in space, not with
but you
that
don't get the
version.
use pile pull with Han no matter what. Han's the only guy that doesn't get the
Oh,
use pile pull
you are
because
correct.
it was originally a profit
Yep.
deck. So we see Joe saying, I feel like we're going to see Sense Alter, and throws out There Is No Try. He chooses not to drain, which I fully agree with.
Also
And
interesting that Joe didn't play a grabber, which
Joe might be a little worried that this is some sort of shield bust deck,
yeah, I would be
which would
too.
be something I could definitely like. I would not put that past Justin.
Absolutely.
He playtests with, or has playtested in the past with MHT, who's a fan of and has played shield busting. It's that there's a lot of.
Let's not forget that Justin Desai was also teammates and may still even be teammates with Johnny Chu.
Oh, he is.
So,
Johnny Chu is absolutely. Johnny and Justin have been friends for a long, long time.
mm-hmm. So like
And
if
yeah,
if you
like
play against a Chew, your first action should be pulling your Insight Serve You Well, or you cannot hide forever. Against a friend of a Chew, I don't know if you need to pull it yet, but it should be near the top of your shields pulls.
I like that 3-time world champion Justin Desai is relegated to Chu Associate based on Johnny and more recently Benji's success in the game. Like that does amuse me
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit.
Well, I
Like
mean, how
He's no
how
longer
many?
world champion. He's just Chew adjacent.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't matter
Justin,
that Justin has the most Worlds Finals appearance in history. Benji has more top eights this year, so
well, I mean, Justin's got 0 so far. He's got to win
ex-
this match to get one. So we see the
hmm
Jedi's focus with his 18 card force pile.
good lord.
So I'm wondering with the Yarna if his space package is going to be a pullable wild card plus a pile of smugglers and just try and make something happen that way. There's the cantina. So yeah, we're looking at a some sort of cantina shuffle,
hmm And having the
which
the 3PO at the Cantina Shuffle is going to be nice because of the fact if he's not able to contest the Salt Plateau, he'll be able to use 3PO as that extra person to get a drain through.
yeah,
That's not a wild
and
card.
that's Han Chewie and the Falcon, which is perfectly cromulent. And there we see General Leia going down with 3PO, and I must be allowed to speak. I mean, Justin's got a nice setup going here. And
hmm
I like the deck so far. It's interesting. It feels kind of old school. Like, look, we know how this deck works. This is what it does. But it's not crazy. Like it's
Mm-mm.
just a straightforward, I'm going to play good cards, I'm going to make good decisions, and I'm going to try and beat you exactly that way. I will say I don't love Justin going heavy to Tatooine. Like after we see those crate sites dropped,
It's very possible that he's sitting on something like a Nabron. And if this is
yeah,
similar to Joe's Worlds list, his only Nabron canceller was an Utaguta.
yeah,
Um,
and
the
that's
thing I'm more
possible.
concerned about though is just the single Honshu and the Falcon to the system. Joe's going to be activating
So,
23. Things
but
like the
most of
finalizer
the
don't get the
finalizer,
-1.
yeah, I was just going to say the finalizer doesn't get the -4 to Tatooine. It's only ever going to draw one destiny.
Yeah,
Like,
but you're still looking at 12 power with a single, like per ship almost.
yeah, but he's probably only putting one ship down.
He's activating 23.
Yeah, but there's only 4 ships in the deck,
I
and
mean,
one of them
Steadfast
costs
Fulminatrix
13.
is no, no, only 12. Only 12.
Okay, he's got Steadfast, Fulminatrix, and Finalizer. I'm not counting the shuttle because if he puts the shuttle down, it's just forfeit fodder.
Well, the Tatooine system limits your destiny draws unless you have a Trade Federation or Independent star.
Yep.
Is it Starship? And
Yeah.
Joe actually can't play any of those unless he's floating a lone Malsith infiltrator,
Yep.
which
Well,
Hayes has done before, but I don't think he was
and
expecting a Tat system here.
Mason Command won't help you because the Tatooine system says the dark side is you can't draw without Trade Federation or Independent. So
Yeah.
we see Joe activate and give up a verify, which I don't think the verify really bothers him. It was probably just a try and find his, see if he
I don't think
had
he's
the
got another
matching setup.
location though.
No, I don't think he does either. That was simply a look at his deck and
Yep.
see what he had for the setup. Also to figure out the force push. So he's actually going to have 24 force to work with. Like he's going to have a bunch of force. Justin is sitting on one active, which definitely screams, or at least bluffs, I have a barrier.
hmm
You know, so because Justin spent most of his force that turn getting everybody out.
And like it's still hard to attack Honshu and the Falcon. You get the Destiny to power, you get the actual Destiny, you're immune to less than 6. Lateral damage could be an issue. Um,
Yeah, there's
that's the other thing that would be. I don't think Joe plays as many space tricks though.
no, Joe does not play nearly as many space tricks as everyone else. And the other side of if he comes down at Tatooine, he gives up the bow pulls that he would get anywhere else. All right, so he's going 13 for Hux on the finalizer, which means no bow pull for Hux. And right now, like, if I'm Justin, I'm not that worried about that. All right, there's PV, so now he's got some immunity.
The thing is, though, with PV, it means he's not going to be able to deploy another ship unless it's the Fulminatrix, which I think deploys for 6 total if Tracked Fleet is still
I
on
mean, he
table.
could do Steadfast as well, because it's still -1 from Navy.
It's
So,
Steadfast set printed 7.
yeah.
So both ships are 6, but they still need a pilot.
They don't,
Yeah,
I mean, they don't need a pilot. There's no bonus to putting a pilot on them.
you don't lose the ship.
That's what Hux is there for, or PV. Like, you're,
Oh, yep,
there
there's
is
the
the
lateral
lateral
damage.
damage. All right, so now the question is, does Justin have
Something.
something here? Because honestly, like, I'm not even sure I'd want just a like Hujix out of this. I'm just not sure he's got an answer. But I think Joe's also got to be considering that, okay, is there
I mean, other
something
than
else
an
Justin can
effective
do?
repairs, there's not much that'll cancel the lateral damage. I Now, if we saw something like a hyper escape,
That was actually the card I was thinking of. Was like, is he running like a hyper escape and just going crazy? But like,
I see a Yarnell Dulgarn, or however you
yeah,
pronounce that card. Not, it's just everything is on the table.
it is. But like, let's still, Justin's still a make smart plays, play good cards. Like that veers. Yarna actually makes sense in this build. If you're trying to set up a, here's, I'm going to set up Celebration. I'm going to set up the Cantina Shuffle and go nuts here. Like all of that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Justin might be hunting for an answer here.
No hyper escape.
I mean, there was no hyper escape. That was.
You can hope, Garrett. I can hope.
I wasn't worried about hyper escape. I'm more worried if there's some other answer. That's
Could just be getting it now before. But I mean, you're not worried
he's
about.
not going to lose Luke. You're not worried about Coward because you can always just
Yep.
drop him there. I don't know. I'm hoping that isn't. I needed to get all my cards back to have cards to lose. A
There's
second
another
lateral
lateral
damage.
damage.
Okay, so Joe did switch the deck up from his Worlds deck.
And there's a
All
3.
right, so Justin's down 15 here.
I'm hoping there's at
Um,
least a Hujix here.
I'm hoping too, or this is going to be.
Okay.
Okay, there's the Hujix. So to say this was been a real quick game otherwise.
So Justin thinking at the beginning of the battle was whether or not he wanted to play that to add a battle destiny. And
Yep.
I don't think he was actually thinking about it, but you know, Gemp required an
Yeah.
action.
And I don't. I think adding a battle destiny would have been a mistake. I think you don't
Mm-hmm.
know that you're going to crack the immunity. You're not guaranteed to get that. And we see Joe does the ship swap, or doesn't ship swap. He moves Finalizer to crate, moves Supremacy to Dakar, gets the 2 active force. Justin's not going to move the fleet again
Unless he has a way to
because,
remove the finalizer.
yeah, like, or wants to go park in front of Finalizer, which feels like a
Yet too.
interesting plan.
Joe also had sand out. And like I
Yeah,
said, I didn't think he was actually considering it. I just
it
think it was a
it would
Gemp
have been a
required
bad
an
play.
action.
It would have been an interesting play if he hadn't gotten lat damaged.
Mm-hmm.
Like just to force the card off sand, I could see doing it
It
if
also
the
would
lat
mean that
damage hadn't been played.
Hux didn't add one if it was a first order
Yeah,
persona, but
like I could see attempting that. So now Justin's got to decide. He's got a Jedi's Focus in hand. Does he want to pay to drain? Like I think I'd use the Jedi Focus before I drained. All right, so he may not use the Jedi's focus. He's going to hold on to that as the force push
Mm-hmm.
and get the drain of 3 in the cantina.
It's also if he's looking for something, like if he's looking for that layers resistance transport, he knows it's in his reserve deck. There's no reason to play it and go get a and waste it, so to speak.
Yeah.
So we see Joe who loses 3 cards that he can either get back or can't play again.
Yeah. That's the first order stormtrooper force push and coarse and rough and irritating. So yeah, Joe's perfectly happy to lose those 3 from his hand. And Justin just consolidates everybody because that's how the Cantina Shuffle goes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's got to do something here, though. Like, he's only got 7 cards in hand. The downside of the Cantina Shuffle is it's going to be harder for him to spread and get resistance because once that fleet blows up, that finalizer is going to drain for 3.
Mm-hmm. However, if he does have another ship, say a second Honchoing the Falcon or another layers resistance transport.
Matt, it's been a long time since I went to school. I mean, Logan's been there much more recently than me, but the tracked fleet has a hyperspeed of 3 and from Dakar to Hosian Prime's 4. So I don't think he can move the fleet there.
No, not without Jakku. Mason, he could have paid 6 to drain for 4, but he chose to pay 3 to drain for 3. So it saves him, it costs him 3 less force to do 1 less damage, effectively.
Yeah, and I think that's okay. And there he went with the walk lane to get Unita, to get the Hujix. So yeah, I mean, 4 draining once for 3 is better than twice for 4 when it costs you 3 to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Unita going on the salt flats, so he can, if there is something that messes with his deploy, it gets ignored.
That is true.
There. Yeah, no, there are matches that are, one force can make a difference, Mason, but there's I figured you were mad. I was just giving you a little bit of crap. There's certainly times where 1 force makes a difference, but I'll be honest, I think the 3 force makes more of a difference than that 1 card right now. Like paying 3 to drain for 1 feels bad in general.
I think at this point in the game, the extra 3 potential cards in hand is better than the extra 1 more card that Joe has to lose.
And with the
boy,
with the Unita to go get back the Hujix was also why he didn't Jedi's focus right away. Like he had that play in mind of, okay, I'm going to use Walkling to go get it. And he's back to setting up battle plan. And BB-8 stops Ellis, adds 1 to drains. He's perfectly fine. It'll also give him a second character to do the move.
That's the bigger part.
Thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Justin just picks some up.
He unfortunately does not get the benefit of resistance here, so he is going to take a drain of 3 if Joe chooses to pay for it, which I think he will, but...
Oh, I'm sure Joe will pay 3 to drain for 3.
So, funny enough, Justin stacked 2 Yarnas on tracked fleet to move it.
I mean, Yarna's a Destiny 6, and
if I know it's a great card, it's just funny to see.
You're running... How do I ban people from Twitch? So, no, that's perfectly reasonable. And yeah, I expect Joe will drain for 3. I doubt he drains for 1 with the Supremacy. It's really the question is, does he have a way to go after Han Chewie and the Falcon this turn? And honestly, I don't think he does. And I don't know that he's necessarily going to try.
Now, the only thing I'd be worried about if you are putting, or if Joe decides to put a character or a starship at Hosnian Prime, Joe can just move, or not Joe, sorry, Justin can just move back to Tatooine. The Falcon has enough hyperspeed, And I don't think, as Joe, you want to rely on something like a gravity shadow when their tracking us is as popular as it is, and that just full on cancels it.
Yeah. And we see Joe says, all right, here's Kylo, here's Vicryl, here's Supreme Leader Snoke. Like, I'm gonna take the Salt Flats. I'm gonna stop the retrieval. But like Justin's threatening drains of 2, 2, and 2, or actually 2 and 2. He won't be able to drain with Hancho, or he'll be able to drain with Hancho.
You can, because there's
two pilots.
Two pilots.
Yeah.
I know you said it's been a long time since you've taken math. It has not been for me, and I'm pretty sure Han plus Chewie is 2.
That seems reasonable enough. So thank you for the meme, subscribing with Prime. You guys hear me say this every time, but if you haven't subscribed to Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you do get 1 free Twitch channel subscription. Use it for the PC. We are a 501c3 corporation. It supports all the stuff the PC does. It keeps the GEMP servers running. It keeps us in fancy shiny foil cards that our graphics design team bangs out amazing jobs on every month. Like,
Garrett, do you think our graphics team does an amazing job with the foils and AIs?
I've said it once or twice, but yes, they do a spectacular job, and it doesn't need to be repeated. They do an amazing job, and it is awesome. So I expect we'll see Joe put out Resistance here. So Uncle Curveball, you go on Twitch, there's a button that says like subscribe, and you click it and connect it to your Twitch.
Hey.
Connected to
Congrats,
your Amazon
welcome
Prime
back.
account, and it's pretty easy. And again, like it supports the PC, and once you subscribe and you keep renewing it every month, because it is one of those, unfortunately, it doesn't just auto renew. You got to go in every month and renew it. But when you renew it every month, you end up, you can get some fancy foils just for subscribing with Twitch.
I understand that reference, Dan. I understand that one.
AJ doesn't, but Logan got there. All right, fair enough. So waiting to see if Justin or if Joe does put out Resistance.
Now, interestingly enough, and it's just one of those
and he might
weird
not
interactions, but
Justin splits.
I still think you have to. Now, if Justin has something like an Ellet or a Nabron, he may just well, I was gonna say he may choose to leave all of his characters there, and then drain for the 4, and then relocate.
Wait, Evan Fitzgerald? How's it going, bro? It has been a while. So there we see the split. And another.
Joe still has not pulled.
Joe's
Resistance
just gonna
yet.
let that drain of 3 go, apparently. All right.
And he doesn't have 1 save, so he's not thinking about like counter assaulting.
He may be going Tarkin's orders.
That's also possible.
Or he may just peel 3 here. That's a choice.
I would understand that if you hadn't pulled, or
Evan
if you had
Ferguson,
pulled Allegation.
Evan F. Okay. I was thinking, I knew Evan Fitzgerald well enough. He probably would have said something to me. So, yeah, the Resistance shield not getting pulled is confusing to me.
Is Resistance the new aim high for Joe? I'm just, like, it's just, I don't know. Maybe Joe decided that he was worried about inserts and he needs to save a shield slot or 2.
I mean, at this point, why are you worried about inserts? He's got a 3 and a 1 out there. Like, you've got a total of 4, and you lose like 3 for that.
Well, it's actually 6 because Hux is on table.
Oh yeah, so it'd be 2, 2, 3, 7. So actually, you would lose like nothing to inserts.
I don't know. What if he sets for stun? Yeah, Hitco pod racing. Surprised Chris Kelly didn't tell Joe that was illegal at the tournament, but
That's so the thing is I haven't seen any of the shield busting stuff come out, and honestly, like
well, the thing with Luke
the
Saga, especially when you're playing, I must be allowed to cheat, is you just see so much of your deck.
yeah, like the card I think
Savak
Justin's
tech.
looking for here right now is Menace
Does he have
Fades. Like Menace
does he
Fades
have another one?
would make things real interesting.
Menace phase would be brutal at this point. He's searching with Yarna, but he hasn't given up a verify. So either he's got another Tatooine battleground, or he's got that wild card still.
Yeah, I mean
There it
he's got
is.
the wild card. So
Wild card to Hosmian tells me that he does have a Menace phase he's thinking about.
yeah,
Because if you don't have Menace, you're sending it to Crate or something like that because you want to hold Hosnian. Or you just,
yeah.
hold it. But
The other thing he could be doing is saying, I'm going to put the wild card at Hosian Prime with a pilot, and then I'm going to move HCF over to Tatooine.
the thing you have to be
And
careful about with that though is the wild card can't make it to Tatooine, so it has to go to Dakar and it'd be stuck at one of those two systems.
yeah, but how long can Joe try and grind you out when he's still sitting on the Hujix?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's got a turn with that Hujix, so he doesn't have to. He can say, all right, you can spend all your resources trying to box in the wild card, and I'll just lose the battle and say, fine, but first I'm going to be draining you for a bunch all game, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm just not sure where he's going with this, with whatever else he's got in here. Because he did move, he kept everyone consolidated on Tatooine, which I don't like. I understand he's probably trying to do a stay ahead of something crazy with a Phasma beatdown on like General Leia,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mason, it would only be 7 because it's only a drain of 2 at the system and 2 at the site.
yeah, it's 2 at the site because it's +1 from the objective. It's 2 at the system because he only has one guy there, so he doesn't get the +1, and then it's 3 at Dakar. And that could be the other reason Justin just says, "All right, let's dance." So he
Yeah,
throws
and
Jin and blocks another drain. Like he's
yeah, no, Justin's only going to take 5. I say only. He's
yeah,
taking 5 damage here. I will say something that would make me nervous is Joe lost every card to the drains from the top of reserve deck last turn. 11 cards in hand, lost 7 cards off the top of
yeah,
reserve
but he's
deck.
only got 13 cards in deck
Well, yeah, I'm
to
just
go
saying,
with.
but that's
Like, and that might be the other thing Justin's saying. I'm going to keep everyone together. Is Joe going to come down with a? Is he worried Joe's going to come down with a squad?
Justin saved 8 cards.
This is match play. What else does Justin need to do right now? Justin's got
It's
10 cards in hand. Like there's no. This is match play. Justin knows match play. There
Oh,
went the Menace Fades from reserve. I
don't
think he
walk
would
lane.
have liked that.
Okay.
And he can't walk lane because he didn't have the 3, or it
Well,
fell
it's
1 short.
also because
And
Kylo
because of
controls
Kylo,
the
yeah,
stat plateau.
that too. But like, I think Justin's kind of okay with that. Like, it's still so right now. Justin's got 18 down and 9 in hand. So what's that? 27, and Joe's got 13 and 11 for 24. So it's real close right now. But Justin feels like he's threatening more damage. And Joe's got to be. I mean, we could see a second lateral, but there's no beatdown potential now. Like if he throws down a second lateral, what are you going to do? You lateral HCF or the wild card. The other one still has power
Cardo.
and forfeit.
So now Cardo comes down to the large moisture farm, and
And nines to turn it into a drain of, now it's a drain of 3
Mhm. and
because he's got
well,
a
it's
trooper
it's
there.
just not -1. Vader and the trooper have to be there for the +1.
No, but it gets a +1 from the objective because he's got
Uh,
two
Gotcha.
first order dudes.
I was gonna say the thing that I would be worried about is that Justin has the Obi-Wan in hand.
Yep.
So things like that menace fades could come down. Things like getting an Anakin back. He did just lose a layers resistance transport, so that could go down to crate.
Yeah, Joe is spreading, which is right. But Justin certainly he's got a 9 card hand. He's got Obi-Wan, so Obi-Wan alone, like Obi-Wan plus leadership is going to be a problem for Phasma.
hmm
And there's the Uta Guta solo to break Jin's cover. So Justin's going to have to do something.
If you've got the sense,
I don't think he does, but also like he still has the Hujix. So like you can just battle with Jin.
well, Joe still has probably a Ben Solo. Um,
You mean Justin?
yes, sorry, Justin probably still has the Ben Solo. He might have
And
something like
Justin just says I can retrieve now, which should terrify Joe. Like
Harvest.
I
Uh,
mean,
Never mind. Sorry, there's a trooper on Tatooine.
yeah, cool. Thanks. I would be so scared right now if I was Joe. Like the laissez-faire. Oh, I can retrieve now, huh? Thanks. Like, oh no, what did I do here? And it might just be Justin says, look, I'm activating 19 force. I can make it 18, get back that 5 that I can track. And,
hmm
Joe's in move phase. You got to move somebody with Phasma. Like, you can't
Yeah,
leave
but
Phasma sitting there alone.
Jin sitting in front of the Salt Plateau is a little bit nervous because, like,
No,
that's
she's
just an
not.
extra 4 power if he decides to drop more people in front of. And that's what I figured would happen is you just move Phasma over.
Yeah, and I think if you're Justin, you're okay with that.
hmm
Like, oh, you move Phasma, great. Like, I kind of expect we're going to see Tatooine get jumped here. The Lars farm. Like, I don't think there's anything else
hmm
he's got to do. And he is sticking that 5 on top. There's the resistance. So it took a little while, but Joe got there. I don't know that he's got a ton of retrieval unless he's putting out like first strike or draw
Even
their
then,
fire. Like, but if he puts out draw their fire, he's going to retrieve what, 2? Maybe? Like, there went Fulminatrix and another Phasma off
so
reserve.
Joe's got 10 cards down, and I think if you have, if you do have another ship or you get that lasers, regardless of what happens, you should feel safe in space. I
Yeah.
think moving Honshu and the Falcon in front of Tatooine is going to be a safe enough play now.
You
Not
have to worry. You have to at least think about the second lat damage. Plus, you'll take a ping because of Snoke if you do
mhm.
that. So, like, I'm not sure I love that. I don't hate it. I can see benefit to it, but you're gonna give up. You're losing 2 instead of 1, or you're losing 1 instead of 2 if you do that. But then you're also probably losing HCF, which is not
Possibly.
ideal. If he's got the other lat damage, that's a big risk. So the thing is, Joe is now down to 14 cards total compared to Justin's 28. Like, that's a lot of cards. And we see Justin move everybody over to hang out with Luke and 3PO. So he's still just keeping everyone consolidated there, which is fine, but I think I probably would have let them spread. Like now, Joe no longer is threatening being able to drop any power anywhere. Like
Um,
functionally, all of Joe's characters of note are accounted for.
yeah, I would say like if he didn't have Jin, keeping them spread out a little bit so that you could get access to ultimatum would be beneficial. However,
Well, he could just
any
move Jin to the
that's what
entrance
I'm saying.
cavern
You
and
move
still
Jin
drop resistance. Like,
and you don't have to worry about non-consolidating on Tatooine because the concern there is any character who draws Destiny, like an Affleck, would kill one of those characters and you can't drain, and you could Cantina shuffle and still get a drain in, but it's like you're losing extra
yeah,
damage. There's a
Affleck would be
second menace
there's the
fades.
other menace fades. So Justin apparently built this deck and just said, all right, what are the 20 good cards? Let's put in 3 copies of each of them. Boom, 60, let's go. Like he just said,
I
this is what I want to do, and I'm just gonna rock this deck. And like he's turned it into he can move Jin away. He doesn't even need ultimatum, and he's looking at drains of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 damages,
And
four
there's
damage.
Yoda. I don't love Yoda there.
There's the barrier. If you grab that, that's another card Joe loses.
And I think I
Yep.
would, and yep, he does.
Because at this point, you're not grabbing. I mean, Joe probably has a Tauntaun skull, but I'm pretty sure we've already seen one go off the
Tauntaun
top.
Skull or Trooper Assault. And again, Joe now has no force. So if you have a draw their fire, this could get real interesting real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Although Yoda's barriered, so maybe not. I'm like, it just dawned on me, like, yeah, Yoda's kind of stuck. So
But I mean, that's blocking 2 damage next turn. And even
yeah,
if Joe battles into it, you cause a damage with Snoke, but Justin could
but you
lose it from
retrieve it
hand
with.
and then retrieve it with Lando and
Well, you're not
effectively get a
retrieving with
card back.
Lando because you're running away with Jin. There's no reason to do anything but just stick Jin there. Now the question is more: does he have a second card to put down with Lando to really threaten to clear some things?
Anakin would be brutal.
Yeah, that would be. Like, honestly, Anakin plus Draw Their Fire would be game.
You still have a lot of forfeit.
Yeah, and he says, nope, I'm just going to move Jin away.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's got Obi, but Obi would have taken all of his force. So
And then
he put a card down with Luke to move Jin to spend that one he put down so he knows what it is. And yeah, now he's facing a drain of 4. And he's got 8 cards in hand. I would expect he will lose all 4 of those from hand.
mm-hmm.
Because again, this is match play, and he's now threatening to put Joe basically out. Like Joe can drain twice.
Yeah, and after I mean like there's little things that we'll see, like he can put a card down with like my father, and then he can put BB-8 back in used pile
Yeah.
and things like that. He won't be able to drain with Jin, and I don't think Joe is honestly worried about that at this point, just because.
So Joe leaves 2, which says to me he's gonna take a shot with Cardo and draw Battle Destiny, maybe. Like that's.
I mean, a Trooper Assault and a Tauntaun Skull, and there's a quite there's a there's quite a bit of power.
Yeah, but you're facing 2 Battle Destinies and another 14 in forfeit, so you got to get to 26. You're at 19.
Well, Lando's most likely getting hit. Joe has to draw a 2, and with
Yeah.
Hux, it's I don't think there's any ones.
Joe's got to draw a 3. I thought Cardo's just a +1, so he's still got to draw a 3.
First Order of Trooper subtracts 1, doesn't it? Or is it only with a
Oh,
leader?
no, you're right. Cumulative defense value -1. You're right. So you're right. He does just need to
Unless
draw 2.
unless he knows there's a Lieutenant Destiny 7 on top and can hit Lando, but
Yeah, there. I mean, there's some options there that could make this a little interesting. But again, he still has the Hoojiks.
mm-hmm.
Like even
There's
if
a
Joe blows his wad on,
wow.
taking this site out, Justin still's like, okay, here's a Hujix, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
We see the blaster deflection and another Yard. Is he running like 5 Yarnas?
I mean, like you said, it is Destiny 6.
Yeah, I guess, and it's basically it's a Destiny 6 puller. Yeah, he
So
does have
this
sand, so he's only potentially drawing one, but
this is
like,
where Vic is actually a little bit unfortunate. It's reducing Justin's loss pile.
yeah, but I think you're still perfectly happy with that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's still getting a drain through. Like, so Joe verifies his reserve deck, sees what 2 cards are in there. So now he knows if he's going to hit Lando or not. Like, yeah, if he's got the Trooper Assault and the Skull, this could get interesting. But I'm not sure he can, like, he's still not
I think you have to battle
killing.
as Joe. It'll be an extra damage, but you have to battle because you need the cards off of sand at this point.
Yeah.
You just need the extra life force. And like, if he's got an Applek, I honestly wouldn't hate Applek at Jin Sight, battle, draw the Destiny, do an extra ping damage, battling
Yeah.
at the farm, just because you need to get damage through and you need to
The
get
thing
cards
is,
back.
if you do the Applek plus battle at the farm, you give up the shot.
You
And
do, but it's
I don't know if you want to battle. If you give up the shot, you're only costing him Lando or Yoda, and that feels less than ideal because you're gonna lose Cardo, and then you don't have 4 ability. And that feels like a real bad spot to be in because you can't
well,
move them away either.
you could also just lose both of the troopers unless Justin draws a 7.
Yeah, you
Just because
could.
they are fully immune doesn't mean you can't lose them.
Yeah, but you also don't want to just leave Cardo there either. Like, he's got Obi in hand. And Obi would be bad for Cardo.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of options. There's a lot of things Joe has to think about here, but I don't think you can just drop in battle. So now it looks like he went to deploy a trooper. I would not have hated at all, like, drop just a trooper in front of Jin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends on Mason. It depends on what he spends, because if he does play the applet play that Logan was talking about, that's 5 force. It costs him 1 to battle at each site. Like, he can't even afford to shuttle down Dofeld. So there we see the battle. The retrieval for Lando is canceled, which is fine. And now the loss to Supreme Leader Snoke. We see Luke's lightsaber going from lost pile. There's the trooper assault, which I'm sure is like, okay, that's fine. Here's the shot at Lando. Yep, he
Destiny
got him.
7.
There's Lieutenant Destiny 7. So he's got him, and he'll use a force to keep Dofeld alive, or in his force pile.
Mm-hmm.
Without seeing the Kylo's saber at all, I'm not surprised that there's probably not a sniper in there.
Well, the Kylo Saber was top decked.
Was
like
it?
on turn
Okay.
3.
All right, it went early enough I missed it. And there's the Tauntaun skull. So yeah, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be you're potentially costing Justin that site and his Hujix,
Yeah, it's gonna be close.
but you're fine with that. No, I mean, you at this point you are. It's 23 to 19, and
Oh,
there's another 6 for Destiny.
7. Don't forget about Hux, Garrett. I know
Hux doesn't count because of sand.
I know you love calling him Lieutenant Destiny 6, so I figured I'd give you
But
a little bit of crap
he
for it.
is a Destiny 6 there because of
Yeah,
sand.
this time.
This time.
So,
So you're down 12. If you're Justin, you're down 12 here. That's land. It's Yoda and a Hujix. And Joe's got to, I think you're right. I think Joe's probably got to lose both troopers. You can't lose Cardo and leave 2 troopers there. Unless you're going to, shuttling them up does nothing. Moving the lieutenant down feels bad because then you just leave the supremacy up there naked. and Justin can feel fairly comfortable moving Han, Chewie, and the Falcon over there.
I mean, realistically, Lieutenant Forfeit Fodders or Lieutenant Destiny 6 is not much of a
He's not a huge
deterrent
deterrent,
in Justin moving over.
but he's still a little bit. It's something you got to think about. So, and there we see Hosey and the finalizer move to Hosey and Prime. So that's going to shut off the Menace Fades. Now I could see Lieutenant Destiny 6 getting shuttled down simply to make it a drain of 2 again. You see Kylo moving in front of Jin. That makes a ton of sense. I think you got to move somebody else with Kylo just in case.
Well,
like, Justin knows where a 5 is. You don't want
Joe
him just
lost
killing
a close
Kylo.
call earlier too, so
yeah, like you
Kylo
don't want him
is
just battling
dying.
off Kylo. So Joe is having to think real hard here. Justin's deck has absolutely put him in a little bit of a ringer. Now he is only going to lose 4 force this next turn to the drains, which is good. You know, it's a more minimal loss, but he's still just not doing enough of his own damage.
Jin
so
doesn't do anything,
Kylo alone.
but she's holding a drain 2 site that you want. That's the issue.
Leaving Kylo alone there, he doesn't have a way to make Jin forfeit 0. You just do Jin. You just battle with Jin. You know where a 5 is. You move your guys. You drain. You battle.
You also know where Obi-Wan is.
You battle Kylo
it's in your
with
hand.
Jin. Yeah. So you move your guys. You drain for 4. You drop Obi-Wan in front of Cardo. You battle Kylo with the 5. Kill Kylo with Jin. Battle Cardo with Obi-Wan. And then move your ships over. Oh, that was a mistake there. So, and Justin immediately said misclick. Ray is sitting on the wild card right now, Mason. So, oh yeah, Justin's like, oh, I misclicked, and it's like, oh, it actually doesn't matter. Yeah. So, and we see the drain of 2. We see he lost Lieutenant Destiny 6 and a barrier from hand. We'll see the other drain of 2 here.
Is Joe going to be in a spot where he can get down to the 6 if Justin drops Obi-Wan in battles against Cardo?
I don't think Justin cares if he does.
I just mean in the unlikely event that Joe has something like another Tauntaun skull, Obi-Wan getting hit could potentially do something like cause overflow.
Yeah.
That's what I would be nervous about. Because you're clearing Cardo regardless.
Mason, how is he retrieving 2 with starting a battle? with Leia against the First Order. Okay, with Rey.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're +1 to your total, like.
And you saw the other lateral damage come off the top, so you can just fly in front of.
Well, I
Tatooine
think the finalizer is Hux and Peavy. So I see what, but he can't retrieve right now. Now he could retrieve in space with the Obi-Wan there. Or he could use Obi-Wan to go get something. What's he going to get with Obi-Wan?
Ojix.
Oh, okay. Not a terrible plan. So.
No. And I don't hate either of the 2 cards that he lost. Hera would be good, but if you battle in space, you draw 1 to total power.
Hera good? Hera does nothing in space.
If Hera at the Salt Plains, if you move Jin over, which is probably what he's doing if he's battling in space.
but you're
You would
still
get the 2 destiny.
facing coarse and rough and irritating, so you're capped at 1. Like, I'm perfectly happy with Hera and Padme both going away. I don't
Oh
think
no,
either of
I'm
them matter.
not arguing that. I'm just saying that um
So I actually like, if he had left one more in reserve, I wouldn't hate the idea of battle with Jin and then battle in space, retrieve 2, your destiny to power plus a destiny plus 1, and you've got pretty solid immunity.
mhm.
And if he does draw the 7, Ray covers that full 7. So, but I could also see just battle in space, retrieve, move Jin over with Obi.
I think that's most likely what we'll see
General
Justin do.
Leia retrieves if you initiate a battle with a resistance character, and +1 if it's against a first order character.
It's actually because Ray is a Skywalker, Dan. I don't know
Dan,
if
you
you've
should pay
seen the
attention to chat because Mason already explained this to us because both me and Logan were like, what? So
I don't know if you've seen the fan made films 7, 8, and 9, but Ray is a Skywalker in those. So,
I don't think those movies actually exist.
like I said, fan made.
That's I've
For production fan mates. Anywho.
the special effects were pretty solid for fan made movies, but I don't remember. All right, so he's not moving away from Hosian, which,
I would assume his destiny were just too bad when
or
he teamed with
he's
Yarna.
moved Jin first and now he's going to move away. Nope, he says no, we're going to stick right there.
Well, I mean, if you're pulling resistance, so you're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you will be able to put some decent enough destiny on top of the reserve deck that battling in would be scary.
So, and I guess what I'm
I don't know
thinking
about
is
scary, but
he could, well, I guess if he moves away, Menace Fades isn't turned on anyways, so he's kind of,
mhm.
you're blocking the drain of 3 that way. And it's, Joe's got to consider, your drain of 1 coming back. Like, it's a ping of 1 if he starts with Snoke, but it doesn't actually save him. Like, Joe
Yeah,
might need to think about that just to start grinding out damage. Like, we're going to see him drain for 5 here.
well, he's going to battle at the Salt Plateau because he can get that first order stormtrooper back from Lost Pile, and he'll
Yep.
get that second destiny.
Yep. No,
And
I think he will. I think we'll see the first order stormtrooper come down after he drains for 5. Like, Joe is doing a excellent job of keeping this close. Weird doom. Oh my.
so we're doomed means that drains of
And
5 is going to be drains of 3, and he
Joe
doesn't lose 1 to the Snoke
still
ping.
doesn't have a grabber out.
Garrett, he's worried about Sabak. That was talked about briefly earlier in chat.
Yeah, 3PO rounds down. So, now Justin loses 1 to the drain of 1 and he'll lose nothing. There's
Come on,
58
Justin,
minutes
play the
in.
Sabak.
Joe is like, all right, fine, I'll put a grabber out.
Joe only has 2 left in reserve deck. If you play the Sabak now, even if you don't perfect Sabak it, Joe can't do a lot this turn. Just saying.
I don't think he has a gambler to Sabak. I'm legitimately looking right now, but I don't think he has anyone who can Sabak.
Pretty sure Droid on Tatooine gets you one of them, doesn't it?
I don't think so. Droids are a wild card in one of them. I don't think a droid can Sabak. That being said, I'm not 100% sure, and I'm not. You're welcome to use the Comlink app or the Holocron app and look that up, but I refuse to believe.
Trooper Sabak just says Trooper on table, and I'm noticing a couple of them on the other side.
There's no way
he
would play this. So we do see there's the battle at the Salt Flats after he dropped the generic trooper. So the Snoke ping that doesn't actually ping because of We're Doomed. That's just dirty. Like, I don't. This is just not nice. So, and no trooper assault or anything. So, like, I mean, he draws a 9 for Battle Destiny, which kills Obi. He
It'll
may end up
probably
losing them
clear
both.
the sides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless we see a really good. I mean, there's a 5, so he's 14 to 28. Yeah, it's or
I mean, you're
15 to
not peeling
28.
4.
No, you're not peeling just to keep Jin alive.
Oh,
And the retrieval that Justin doesn't have an aim high out for, so he's going to get back a Phasma.
sometimes the jokes
Or,
about aim high not being pulled in a game with Joe Olson write themselves. I'm just
although,
saying.
hold on, with the We're Doomed, he's got 9 attrition but only 6 battle damage. So Obi will actually cover.
Oh,
I
that's
completely spaced that We're Doomed cuts the battle damage down too. So Obi completely covers, and you keep Jin there.
which means if Joe doesn't move away, you could get to battle and retrieve 2 in space because you'll have
Yeah, but
better destiny
I
this
don't
time.
think Joe can move away. Like you give up that drain of 2 and turn Menace Fades back on. Like I don't think he can. Mason, I mean, these guys are playing their defensive shields very conservatively and intending to not get shield busted. And also, like, Justin may have legitimately forgot about Phasma. Like, Justin's an outstanding player. Justin has not been playing Star Wars CCG nearly as much as he had been. It's easy to forget these plays. So we see
I'm
Justin
still
goes and just
confused about the don't do that again.
um I think he just used it as a search or a shuffle. I'm not sure what he did with
Hmm.
it. So I will say I think he's got to do something here because he's just giving up the he's getting a drain of 4. Like he's still ahead in total cards. Like Justin's got
Mm-hmm.
14 to Joe's down to 10. It'll be 9 after this drain is finished. And it'll be 7 after the other drain goes. But like we got to do something here because he is also losing a few more cards a turn.
I don't think he's actually used the search yet for don't do that again.
That could be. Then I'm not sure what that was for.
If he
Well, to cancel always thinking with your stomach potentially.
but I'm
That's the only thing I can think
yeah,
of.
if Justin is more concerned about always thinking with their stomach than Phasma, I'm also a little bit confused, but
Yeah,
he
I'm
has
not
not
sure.
used his don't do that again pull. So
Yeah, and I think Justin's you're not battling in space because Honshu and the Falcon gets a destiny to power, so then you don't get a battle destiny.
hmm
You're,
well, I mean, you're
you're
not going to crack the finalizer, but you'd like to save the 2. The
yeah,
issue is that the We're Doomed was that the second to bottom card. So if you wanted to battle, it would be hard for you to get back down to that in time for you to play it against the drains.
or you just activate less and you go, okay, I'm going to draw 2 destiny and then 3PO for the We're Doomed. Like that might have been the other option because he had a 5 above it. So I'm not sure I wouldn't want to see him just spread here though. Just like, all right, here's HCF in front of the Supremacy. Here's the wild card going to Dakar. Here's the Resistance Shield. And I could even see moving Luke and 3PO into the farm.
Or
Or
Ben
Ben.
Solo,
Okay.
because that'll retrieve 3.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Now,
Yeah, that's
still got to be nervous. A 5 hits Ben and a Tauntaun skull could make things really unfortunate, but
yeah,
he
but
does get to add 1 to his total battle destiny from Ben.
yeah. And he's still gotta have the he's got
He
2
actually
cards in hand. One of them's gotta be the And with the Ben, he couldn't have afforded to leave enough to battle and then get the "we're doomed." So he's
Hmm.
perfectly fine just sitting in space and saying, "Okay, I'm going to block that drain of 3 and do nothing else." Like, I think he's deciding if he wants to pay 1 more to retrieve 1, because then he'll have to, like my father before me, to put 1 down to move Jin away,
Hmm.
and then you move Jin in front of Kylo and move on.
Hmm.
But you're right. If he hits Ben and has a Tauntaun skull, this could get a little snarly for him. So it'd be 12-7 then, plus Destinies.
Joe
Looks
still
like,
has a first order trooper in reserve deck.
yeah, he just got back the Phasma.
Didn't he retrieve
Or did he
203
retrieve? Yeah, he retrieved 203, but
and then he
no,
just lost him?
he lost him. So you're right. All right.
Just a
Well,
normal first order stormtrooper. Good lord.
it's, he may just be looking at a Destiny at a reserve deck now that's 3/6s though,
Ugh,
or
that's not a
not.
6.
It's If that was the only one that missed, I'm gonna feel a little bad for Joe here. So, because I know he had 2/6s in there, or he's got 2/6s still in deck, or he had them.
He could
That
have drawn into
was,
one, and I think he lost one. So there's,
I do think that was kind of big though. That was
especially if
a,
there's a Tauntaun skull in hand. I think if you're Joe, you don't play the Tauntaun skull if you have it. Now, there's
so
no
we
reason
see Joe
to.
take the other card off Sand just to put him, give him another card in deck.
Hmm.
Like, it's 1 more force he can choose to lose, and that's enough. Looks like, is Justin sitting on? No, it's Joe's action right now.
It's Justin's.
Yeah, and Justin draws the 6 for Battle Destiny. So yeah, I think Justin had verified his reserve deck, or Joe got to verify Justin's reserve, so that would also be you don't need to troop Tauntaun Skull,
Hmm. There's a
because you're
5.
just not getting there. There's the 5 that would have hit Ben, but nope, missed. So they wipe. And yeah, I think Joe was contemplating, could he peel there just to
Well,
end it? But I don't think he wanted to. Like, I don't know what else you
well,
do here.
you don't want to peel because you can still, at the very minimum, get another ping of damage through,
Yeah, you can
like
get
from battling, and you can
multiples.
still drain.
All right, so Justin says, nope, I'm just going to leave Jin in front here. Okay. I mean, it's a drain of 2 either way, so I'm not sure it matters that much.
Justin also does have that "we're doomed," so the battle damage is going to be halved again.
Good point. And his 2 cards in hand are We're Doomed and Hujix, I believe.
Didn't he have to play the Hujix earlier
Yeah, and
again?
then he got it back with Ben, and he didn't play it another time. He's played Hujix twice and gotten it back, taken it back twice.
Yep, you're right.
So it's so yeah, and that might be what Joe's trying to figure out, is like, okay, I can drain for 2 at one. Joe can get 3 damage through. 4 because he'll grab the We're Doomed.
5 if he battles.
He
But
won't get an extra ping off the battle because of We're Doomed.
the only thing that's you would have to consider as Joe is if you can't draw up and do the damage, and because like when you grab "we're doomed," you won't be able to fully draw up because you can't overflow yourself in a battle.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, you have
well,
to consider you
hold
giving
on.
up 2 more retrieval in the Hosian Prime, and that might be, so Joe says, nope, I'm not going to.
Joe can actually force himself to lose a battle by battling at Hosian Prime because Hanchuing the Falcon's Power Destiny is a mandatory action,
Yep.
and then he could peel the rest.
Yeah.
And if he battles at the Salt Plateau, he forces out the Hujix for another point of damage that Justin can't put down with like my father.
Yeah, but Justin can't put down with like my father until his turn.
Yes, I was just saying if Joe wasn't able to end the game for himself this
Yeah.
turn.
Because, yeah, and there's the aim high because he says, well, you're going to battle with Phasma and you'll retrieve.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I do think, yeah, we'll also probably see BB-8 go to used during move phase if Justin can get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's the battle with Snoke. You get no
ping.
No ping, but he'll get the 2 battle destinies, although he only leaves 1 in reserve.
You're doing enough to cause overflow.
Not
Actually,
necessarily. No, you're not.
not anymore. Not with the.
Right now, you're at, well, I mean, you're still at 9 to.
This is also the steadfast, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe it is. You're right. So he's going to be at 13, and if Justin draws high, that's.
Justin draws a 2. I don't think he takes overflow.
Oh yeah, because it's down to then it's just a 6 difference. No, he needs to draw 3 at least.
Rounds down though, right? So 5 battle damage would put him at 2.
Yeah, so he's at 6 right there, which would put him at 3 if he'd been.
Sorry, I was counting
Yeah.
Jin's forfeit. That not the power.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe, I mean, he can move away and just take the drain. Like, yeah, Justin loses Jin here, and that's it. Joe can survive to get 1 more turn of drains through. He just won't get any extra damage after that. And he can't move
you know what
away.
card would be really good for Joe here with the amount of cards that Justin has in hand?
Limited resources.
Yeah.
Joe
doesn't
has
play
put a
bad
very
cards,
interesting discussion about why he thinks limited is not a good card. So
I believe MHT has said, why would I play limited when I can just play a different card that's better in general and will effectively cause 4 card loss instead?
Yep. And Joe, I believe, has said the exact same thing. So now we see the drains of 2 and 2.
Justin saves 3 in reserve deck, and that's just because he knows that there's 6s at the bottom or something. But
yeah, I'm not sure because he's not retrieving if he battles because the salt flats are controlled. But it might still be worth battling.
Well, he can get an extra card with Ray, but
yeah,
I don't know if it pushes the needle enough.
It might. I mean, it depends on what he draws, but like he's probably winning that battle. And worst case scenario is
almost
just
100%
losing Ray.
sure.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing. Like you win the battle, your worst case scenario just losing Ray and forcing Joe to lose a pilot or 2. At which point you can also consider just running away if he loses Hux or PV, because now you cut it to a drain of 2. So and honestly, even if he fails on the draw, like if he wins the battle, you force him to lose a pilot, you could still just move Honshu and the Falcon to Dakar and leave Ray on the wild card threatening. There's enough power and forfeit there, you can't actually overflow her without the lat damage, and you just go, okay, well, I'm blocking the drain and still getting another drain in.
Yep.
So,
and Justin did get a verify with Jin, but we also have seen 2 lateral damage come off the top, so I wouldn't be too concerned about another one.
Yeah, the second lat damage did get lost earlier in one of the to one of the drains that
All
Joe
good.
just kind of peeled. So we see Justin searches with Yarna, gives up a verify, which I don't think matters. I think he's got to know what his destiny are, or at least know what most of them are. We're good like that, Uncle. Like I don't know what your thought process is. This is the A team here.
I mean,
So
we're sure as hell not here for our good looks. So
says you. I am
whatever,
devastatingly
whatever,
handsome.
whatever floats your boat, Garrett. I was told you have the perfect face for radio. So
I'm impressed you know what radio is. That's what we listened to before streaming was a thing.
it's that thing in my car that doesn't work anymore.
Classic college student.
That's also because my car stopped working today, which is not ideal. But
That does seem less than ideal, especially given that you go to school in Wisconsin where no one wants to go. So you're
oh yeah,
stuck there till your parents are willing to come get you, and
well,
it
you see
might take a while.
the beauty of college life is there's other broke college students. So if I offer somebody free food, they're willing to drive me somewhere.
Yeah, I'm assuming if lacrosse is anything like Menominee, where my daughter went, there's like 17 quick trips in about a 3 mile radius.
Yep, it's I believe there's 5 within a 5-minute drive, and then there's your classic 4 Taco Bells within walking distance of campus. So
Yeah, not
plenty
at
of
all
options.
surprised. So Justin's definitely going in the tank here a little bit. I think just trying to figure out how to maximize differential.
And he just goes straight to move phase.
He just goes straight to draw and just picks a couple up. He says, fine, you're going to drain me for 6. And then I'm going to put you like you can't Joe can't win this game, I don't think, at this point. It's just Justin says, okay, you can drain me for 6. I will drain you down to 1. And then
Uh,
actually
but
Joe could
what does he do
win.
after that? Joe has 5 cards left. He's
Yeah,
probably
well,
not deploying it.
He can dump BB9.
Then he
So
doesn't get to drain at one of the sites.
you do it after you drain. When you have Joe down to 1 card, you drop BB9 because then the drain at the Cantina or the drain at Mos Eisley is enough. I think the math says Justin wins this by 1 if nothing changes.
The issue is though that could change if Joe activates and battles and causes that extra damage with Snoke.
If he can do it without having to eat damage back, but then he has to move away, which gives up another drain of 2.
Well, so Justin has 12 cards face down. He takes 6 damage to a drain, puts
Yep.
BB-8 back, would put him at 7. He does his damage. Joe's at 1. Oh, sorry. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
Then Joe does his 6. So Justin's left with 1, and then Joe battles with that 1 card he has left, and forces Justin to lose before the battle results are calculated.
That could be. If he's going to save 1 more turn, that would be.
So it's possible that Joe wins this game by 1 singular card.
It's going to be 1 force either way, I think. So it's really possible. The question is, do they know where that 1 is? So I mean, some of that is this first order deck's very good. Some of it is Justin got a really hot start, but this first order deck does match up pretty well against mains. And some of it is, let's not discount the fact that Joe just took 2nd in the World Championships and is absolutely an outstanding player to go through this. So we see the verify. I think the question is that one of his Mitkas? Because if it is,
I believe it's actually pronounced Mataka.
It's pronounced Lieutenant Destiny 6, and if it is, I think you consider battling at Hosian Prime. Even if you have to lose Hux, to potential battle damage. Like if, because you might not even have to. Like if that last card in hand is a Tauntaun Skull, you go, all right,
Mm-hmm.
let's battle. I'll draw my 7. I'll add 7 to my power. And it's, oh, the deck is extremely good on Curveball. Don't get me wrong. First Order is very, very good. And I do think it ended up more powerful than it was intended to be on release. But both players have access to very good decks. So it's still, there's always good decks.
So
There's always a
Justin,
best deck.
oh,
All right.
so Joe's setting up to do another
So
drain of
Joe's setting up to
1
drain
or 2.
2. Yeah, but it's more, that does potentially move the math, although you could see drain for 4, move Luke in front of that trooper, move Leia over with 3PO, sync BB-8. Like there's still, you still end up with Joe can win by 1. Joe can win by 1, or Justin can. At this point,
If you
actually, I
say
don't think
lose by
Justin can
1,
win.
that's the same thing, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think Justin can win at this point with the math.
I think, especially with Snoke, that was the concerning part, because if
Yeah,
Justin moves in front of
and
the
there we see
farm,
the Snoke. Now, the reality is, so here's the other thing, though. If Justin's got 2 6s in that 3 cards, that out of nowhere could actually blow up the finalizer.
yeah, the
Because,
Tauntaun skull being used changes a couple of the numbers too.
no,
I don't
this
think.
really just comes down to, does he have 6 6 or 6 5
Well, actually,
for Battle
five
Destiny?
5 would get it too with Ray.
Oh, oh yeah. Like that's all that
4
matters.
6 5 5.
Yeah.
Honestly, if there's a 6 and no 3s,
If he can
then
get to 10,
the ship gets cleared.
Ray adds 1, which clears the ship and turns it into an extra drain. So there's the Destiny to Power is a 3.
Well, I said if there were no 3s, then he could
Well,
clear it.
I
So
mean,
that's a good
both
start.
players knew what those 3 Destiny were. There's the 5, which is okay, whatever, you lose Ray. Like you're not worried
Mm-hmm.
about, if you're Justin, you're like, fine, I lose Ray.
There's a
There's a
5.
5. What's the other one? And a 6. So
That's a
yeah,
12.
he's gonna blow up. So Justin's actually gonna win by 5. Because that gives him a drain of 2 at Hosian Prime, and that's enough.
Would the 6 have changed? If he would have drawn the 5 for Power Destiny, would that have changed any of the math? That's what I'm just looking
Yes,
at.
if he draws the 5 for Power Destiny, his total Battle Destiny is 10, and Hux plus
PV.
PV cover, because they both forfeit for 5.
Yeah, I was just curious if there was like, would Justin have been able to overflow and it still would have been a win by 5? I'm just looking at it and I'm trying to see if the Destiny would have been drawn in a different order, would it have changed the numbers? And I don't think it would have.
Yes, well, it wouldn't have changed the total, but it would have changed the who got forfeited. If Justin had drawn that 3 for Battle Destiny instead of Destiny to Power, Joe would not have had to lose everybody.
I mean, he
And
still
would have
would
been
have.
able to block the drain.
Sorry. I was saying if he drew the 5 for Power, he still has 10, so he clears everybody on the ship. Joe
But the
can't move away.
ship stays alive.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
again,
the ship.
was there
Well, the
enough to
ship.
power? That was the question. And
Um.
I don't think if he would have drawn the 5 for Power Destiny, if the numbers would have changed enough.
So I think the question then is, would the ship? Could you leave the finalizer alone against HCF and the wild card and not get overflowed in that battle? in the next battle, and I think that's the case. So we see Justin by 5, lost piles 38
So
and
Justin plus 5.
33.
Yep.
Let's
What a
see.
nail biter.
That was an insanely close game. So if you wanna, I'm gonna update this.
Yeah, so we've actually got a trivia question for tonight. We mentioned at the beginning there's 7 world championship winner or world championship titles in the OCS top 16. 6 of them are in this game. Greg Shaw, the illustrious Hall of Famer and all-around good guy, has the number 7. However, Joe and Justin are currently 2 of the leaders in all-time world's top finals tables. There is Justin has 5, Joe has 4, but there's somebody tied with Joe for 4 World's Finals tables for a GEMP AI pack. Who is that number, or who also has those 4 finals tables?
And it does look like they are both ready to jump right into game 2. So we updated the who's light side and dark side, so I didn't forget that a second time. And Joe's already got the table up.
Not Emil, not Hayes. That's the wrong one.
Not Kyle. I'm not sure which Kyle you're talking about, but not Kyle.
Not Bastion either.
And here comes game 2 as you guys are
No,
all
sorry,
trying to
they are
figure out.
not in the OCS, just all time.
And so Justin is
There
going
you
with
go.
his own first order reigns.
Johnny Chu is the
And
other member with 4 World's Finals tables.
Joe Olson with the Watch Your Step. Now we've seen Watch Your Step in a couple other OCS matches. Pat Johnson versus Jeff Levine was Watch Your Step versus First Order Reigns going both ways. And I believe Watch Your Step won. I know Pat won with Watch Your Step, and then I believe he won. I mean, P comes really low in the alphabet, though, Phil. I don't know what you're trying to say here. So let's see if Justin is using the shuttle start. So just dropping Bow and Navy of the First Order. And Joe with squadron assignments. I must be allowed to cheat combo and walk lane. So pretty straightforward decks for pretty straightforward starts for both sides. I think Justin probably dismissing the Team 5 start because my guess is he didn't look that close at it. Like Justin, I think probably had this deck built and said, "Nope, this is what I'm going with here." Watch Your Step definitely has game into First Order.
100%.
So
it also has pretty good game into Shadow Collective, especially in match play.
Yeah, no, it's just it's a solid deck overall. It's a much like we talked about mains being a deck that always has outs. Watch Your Step is kind of the same. Watch Your
100%.
Step always has outs going into whatever you want to play against it. Like a good player playing Watch Your Step is going to have answers to a lot of things.
Yeah, I'd say Joe's one of those good player categories.
I mean, he does only have 4 World's Finals to his name, and he lost one of them, unlike Phil. So, like, maybe he's all right, I guess. So here we see Justin going with the Supremacy Throne Room from reserve deck. So yeah, he's already going Says, what is everybody else playing in this deck? Nope, I'm not doing that. Doing my own thing. So, and just says, I'm just going to get Snoke right away.
Interesting.
All right. So that's that's not the
Uh,
start I expected. Like I'm it's also possible Justin had one of those I missed my supremacy or Mitka starts, and those
hmm.
feel real bad because he did think a little bit before activating. Like there's definitely a little bit of lag on the what exactly am I doing? And that might have been the I didn't get the open I wanted, so now what do I do? And frankly, getting Snoke in play right away, pretty solid plan.
Yeah, I mean, you're only threatening the drain of one, but you do force Joe to pull the battle plan, which means that a deck that, like, watch your
Means you
step,
don't
that
have to.
exactly, that forces you to put shields on table, means there's one less for you. It means that when you go to space, you do already have that battleground site, and you do already have those pings set up for when you are initiating battles.
Yeah,
Um, Even if Joe it's a traps or blast the door kids or dodges
all those
away,
pings add
he's
up.
still taking damage.
Yeah, Snoke is Snoke is real good, and those pings start to add up. And like having that supremacy site so you can just pull Snoke is generally strong.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
So Joe goes and grabs Corellia and obviously plays it. I expect we're going to see Joe, like, Joe's got to be a little leery about throwing a bunch of guys out, too. Like, the fact that Justin's got 14 force and 14 cards in hand says if you
Now,
go to space, you need a barrier or something and you need answers.
if you're Justin, only having one force is a little bit unfortunate here because I feel like you really want to grab that control tunnel vision, but you need to still threaten the barrier. Like a Luke with lightsaber, or I mean, there's a lot that you are. There's not a lot that you are worried about clearing or causing overflow to Snoke turn one, but you still
Yeah,
need the threat of it because if you pay one to grab and he's able to drop Luke and a character and overflow you, it's doesn't feel good. We'll just say that.
I mean, he can't drop Luke and a character.
Some of
Joe's
those
got
smugglers are
9.
pretty low.
Doesn't matter. Joe's got 9 force, and Luke going there would cost him 8. He doesn't have,
Uh,
like, my father.
Luke with lightsaber.
Oh, EPP Luke? Okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking you were talking about Luke Jedi Knight. So,
I know I love Luke mains, Garrett, but there's
yeah.
no like my father on table. This I know this board setup looks exactly like it did last game, but
That's
there's no
why I
like
was a
my
little
father on
confused with
table.
your thought process, but I was like, all right, we'll see what you're doing. So, and we do see, so Justin did grab the all wings combo, which I don't hate.
That
Like,
would be thematic. This is it's interesting that this is the play that or the line that Joe is taking here because and Phil, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong here, but something that we talked about is or something that Joe had mentioned is that you almost always want to get that Falcon turn one. You very rarely want to put out the pulsar skate over the Falcon.
he might
Um,
have just missed the.
but the thing is, you had um, the control tunnel vision and the all wings. So unless you activated both the Falcon and Han, I feel like it would have been yes. Phil is card
Yeah.
shark.
Yeah, no, I I,
Okay,
I like the Mirax on the skate. You get the used pull, you move her to the fleet, you can start cycling your deck quickly. Like I'm perfectly fine with the Mirax pull, and yeah, I think the like
that's also fair.
EPP Luke going in against Snoke would have been I think Phil phrased it perfectly. It would have been a waste of a turn. Like you
Yeah,
spend your turn doing that, and you walk away with you made him lose Snoke, and you lost Luke. Justin's perfectly happy to not have to fight Luke, and okay, well, I know where Luke's are, so
yeah.
Justin, there's the Salt Plateau. Like this is probably a pretty straightforward turn. There's Finalizer with who's he gonna go get as a pilot?
Probably PV and oh, that's a Hawks for 9.
Yeah, PV or Hux would be the play. Hux gives him the bow pull. Yeah, Uncle Curveball. Sometimes it's hard with our player community now. We've all known each other for so long, and PV goes in with Hux that like sometimes we forget that new players don't always recognize screen names to know like, oh, who are we talking to?
Yeah, and it really helps that there's no correlation between screen names because my Twitch username is smellyburger28 and there's just nothing there. There's no
Well,
correlation.
but you do that differently than a lot of us old folks who use the same screen name for a lot of things. So,
Well, to be fair, that was my original Xbox Live username. So that's where that came from. There's at least something there.
hmm,
But
Xbox Live. Yeah, mine was picked up long before Xbox Live was a thing. So,
Logan RMS was the original GEMP handle because I thought, well, hey, I want people to know that I
well,
came through Wals's program. But
I was gonna say, wasn't didn't Walseth have everybody use RMS as a handle for at least early stuff on the forums?
on the forums, I believe so, but on GEMP, everyone could do whatever they wanted.
Okay.
You have AJ Hatum who just completely ignores his uproot or his upbringing. And then you have guys like Brian Irish or Carson MN. And then you just got guys like Charlie, who's Golden God. There's everyone took their own path.
You mean Carlin's son? So he's done so. Yeah, RMS was always Rosemont Middle School. It was all of the kids that went through the program when they set up forum accounts. Well, Seth had them do that so he could recognize them all right away.
hmm
So,
And even worse, I'm pretty sure my Slack username is Crispy Bacon. So there's just
and we see Joe says, "All right, let's dance." Drops the Outrider with dash in front of Finalizer. Now, does he have a couple more smugglers? And
so
Justin
there's the
says, "Yep,
barrier.
I got a barrier for that." So,
So not that it has come into it. Well, I mean, it probably won't come into effect this turn, but Nien Nub is incredibly difficult for First Order to deal with. Um,
yeah,
like it cuts Finalizer down from 8 to 5. It cuts Supremacy from fully immune to less than 5. Like that's
yeah, no,
First Order can get beat in space if you can grind out their guys. And if you can do that, it's very hard for them to
it's really just a question of
be
can
able to
you
hold that.
handle the power differential
Mm-hmm.
while that's happening.
Yep. So
Now
we
we see
see,
the flip. We see Captain Lando, who's I'm sure backed up with a Blast the Door Kid or the ability to go get
mm-hmm.
Blast the Door Kid, along with Corin Horn.
So that'll get him a use pile pull. Lando to the ground. I mean, it makes sense. Being able to go and upload the Blastador kit is incredibly powerful. It does mean though that you won't be able to get the or reducing immunity to less than 5 in space. Now you can still get it to immune to less than 7, which is, I mean, cutting it from
Less
immune
than
to
7 is
everything
totally
to immune
fine.
to 7.
Like
Yep.
less than 7 is okay. You're fine. And actually, I don't think he could do it without another ship anyways, because Nien Nub's while piloting a freighter.
Hmm.
So the
Well,
Pulsar Skate is not a freighter. It's a
well, that was
space
said
yacht.
before Wedge was put on the Outrider
Yeah.
and not Pulsar
Or
Skate.
Star Yacht,
Okay.
excuse me. Okay, whatever. I think Wedge on the Skate's a better shot, or with Wedge on the Outrider's better just for the +3. And,
Yeah, and
you know,
Wedge also adds one to the maneuver, so that's giving him some extra stuff if he decides to spin at some point. But
yeah, it's. I mean, you're not really spinning the Outrider if you don't have to, because it's still only maneuver 4.
yeah, I mean
Like,
the Pulsar Skate's
it's.
also 4 though, so
Yeah.
at some point,
So he would have been sick. He would have made the Skate a maneuver 6, though.
hmm
Like, if he wanted to spin, it was putting him on the Skates slightly better.
hmm
Um, First order might be running no escape.
No Escape Virtual is sometimes you
That
see
would
that.
be it. Like Landing Claw is not particularly high in the meta, so having defense for it is not necessarily super impactful.
The other issue with Landing Claw is it stops one drain of 2, and you still take
Yeah,
3 drains of 2. So
it's it's
uh,
cute. It doesn't.
Gick combo is also fairly popular. You see Justin playing blast points to go get it, stacked on coarse and rough and irritating right now. But
And we're seeing Navy for the supremacy with Lieutenant Forfeit Fodder. So
I believe his name is Lieutenant Destiny 7.
um, he can go by whatever he wants to go by, and right now I feel like he wants to be Lieutenant Forfeit Fodder. So we don't judge here.
No, we don't.
So either way, I think they're going to be moving to Dakar here in a second. We see
Good.
BB-8 or
What is with these
BB-9.
episode 7 droids today? First
Justin
BB-8,
is an extremely big fan of
the fan made films.
whoever the director of episode 7 is. It's not Ryan Johnson, it's the other guy, and his name escapes me, and I don't care enough to do any looking for it.
Was it
So,
Kathleen Kennedy? Or was
no,
she
she's
later
the head of
projects?
Lucasfilm.
Gotcha.
J.J.
J.J.
Abrams,
Abrams.
that's it. I was like, I knew it wasn't Joss Whedon was the name that was coming into my head, and I'm like, I know that's not it, but I thought it was a J name. So yeah, I think Justin's just a huge J.J. Abrams fan and wants to include these droids whenever he can.
So
Plus,
earlier we
when he
mentioned
plays them, he makes little beeping noises.
mhm. We mentioned that difference in power earlier. Outrider's going to help, but we're currently looking at 33 to 13. They both have the same amount of
So it'll
cards at
be
the system.
24 to 13 after the Outrider
Probably 22 if it gets
moving.
moving into attacks.
Oh, looks like we see Joe asked for a revert so he can Mirax during Justin's turn. I think he was kind of, Justin had left so much force. I think Joe was like, oh, wait a minute, I was going to Mirax, but I didn't realize you were stopping drawing at 8. You know, I'm not a fan of no reverts. Like it's kind of
Don't
a
tell
meme.
Kendall.
It's a meme joke. I get it. The thing with reverts is I always look at GIMP play with the lens of what would I do in live play. And in live play, I would absolutely be like, yeah, okay, you gotta,
And I feel like that's the tough part because on GEMP, it's like, well, you don't know where Justin's going to stop. And you could be like, oh, well, I thought you were going to draw more. And he's like, well, you had the
yeah,
opportunity to do it every time I drew one. But in person, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to my draw phase. And then they just start drawing. And when you're drawing in person, you can draw like 4
yeah.
cards in half a second. So
And
it's
you can
like,
be like, up in your draw phase, I'm gonna Mirax. And like,
mm-hmm,
there's a lot of things there. But yeah, you're right, Charles. Like, if nothing was exposed or learned, I'm almost always will allow the revert. Like, the only time I'm not going to
100%.
is if you've been like intentionally trying to be antagonistic and
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, if you want to play stupid games, eventually I'm gonna let you win stupid prizes. But
Like I don't know if you've
most
ever
people
played
don't
against
do
that
that.
AJ Hatum guy. Oh,
I've played him once or twice, and yeah, he doesn't. I basically no reverts for him. So
mm-hmm. Um,
it's
interesting. I don't know if it'll come into play yet, but losing the Gick off the top is a little bit unfortunate, especially because if Joe were
I
to initiate a battle, Justin can pull that. Could have pulled the blast points off and then played it to go get that Gick.
yeah, but I don't think he's gonna need the kick. Like,
Well, I mean, you always hope not, but that's why you play Gick.
well, or you could just not play Gick and just not lose battles. Like,
See,
that's always also an option. I'm
and there's the found someone you
ooh,
have.
to
See,
take
I was
Luke
always
right into hand. That is
a person who said, live by the sword, die by the sword, and don't play Gick and Hujix. And then I found out I could play it offensively, and it just like revolutionized it for me. So
oh,
I am
because you
now,
like to start battles you're planning to lose. Like that seems like even dumber.
well, when I can drop Luke and clear 3 people and not take overflow, and even if I do, I can just Hujix out. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just again like I think if you're gonna start a battle, you should pick ones you can win. Like picking a
But
fight
I
you know
mean,
you're gonna lose feels
you
a
could
little
also use
counterproductive,
it to
but
cancel Nightfall, Garrett. You got to think about that.
fair. The Nightfall is a serious concern. So now we see the EPP Luke going against Snoke.
There's Val.
There's Val, so I think the idea is, hey, I want somebody to live through this. Val's certainly going to shoot BB9.
Mm-hmm.
Luke's probably hitting Snoke, although it's not a guarantee. That's one thing that Watch Your Step doesn't always have great destiny. They tend to be a lot of like threes and fours and count on drawing multiples, but we do see Rio
Mm-hmm.
Durante as well. That's actually bad for Justin. Like the
The
no
second
barrier,
smuggler hurts. I, you know,
the
he could
second
be sitting
smuggler
on
could
something
hurt a
like a
lot.
stunning. BB9 is just 4.5, flat 4.5, because he used to be 0.5 or was it 6.5, and then
He was something, yeah.
Tom decided to go and break the game, so now he's just 4.5. So Gemp Tom, if you watch the replay, shout out to you for ruining 2022 Worlds.
So, all right. So Justin says, okay, you put your guys there. Now I'm going to run away. And
Uh,
that's not
wow.
a terrible plan. Okay. I don't,
Oh, I don't mind this at all, and it gets canceled.
yeah, it doesn't matter. I did not love the putting them into the cantina. Like you're still giving up 2 draws there, and that's bad. So I would have
It
moved him
did
to
give
the
him the opportunity to
salt
battle.
flats.
The other thing is Joe still had 6 cards active.
Yeah.
So another, I mean, you force 2 of the weapons to be stuck at the throne room, but it's still a drain for 2 for
Yeah. It's
Joe.
I would have gone to the salt flats just for the get the salt flats and go for it. There's BB9 hit.
Mm-hmm.
That's this could actually be a little bad. All right, so we see the grab of nines off course and rough and irritating. So you're
Oh,
probably not taking a ton of overflow.
sorry, I didn't. Thanks for taking credit again. If we sort world champions by win percentage alphabetically, Mr. Phil Asen.
So did you just get there on that one? Like we made that joke 10 minutes ago.
Well, I know, but now I had to say it.
That's why I called him Phil. Because I'm like, P is way down there. And his response in chat was to call me Larson. Like we all got the joke. That's you gotta keep up here. There's choke non-V, which we learned from Worlds is what he's running in there. Um, Justin needs a good draw here. That's
That's not a
not
good
a
one.
good draw. So Justin's losing Snoke, BB9, and 5? That feels less than ideal. How many tables I don't.
Is that a different language?
Are you using text to talk there, Charles? Like,
Yeah, and Justin just peels the 5.
that looked like a Scotland Grill text. Like, I don't know what you meant. So, yeah, Justin's got to peel the
Oh,
5. And then,
I believe he had 2.
yeah,
Um,
he had 2 early, but
I
then
still got
I
it pulled
don't
up.
think
Let's see.
he made any. I don't think he made any more finals.
I bel Looks like it was just winning the first one. Yeah.
I thought he made a second one at some point, or maybe he was close.
Um, Michael Rabulit made back-to-back in
Oh
97 and
yeah,
98, but Asen only just.
Michael was also a rampant cheater.
Oh,
That was a serious issue, actually. Like it was very, very blatant, and was one of the old decipher rules of if your opponent doesn't catch it, it's legal. He
mhm.
was real good at that. I forget who it was, but one of the early designers who was acting as a judge at the first Worlds was like, they watched him cheat and his opponent didn't catch it and they couldn't say anything. And it was very frustrating to them.
Interesting.
So
More you know.
that was a. There's Joe says, all right, I took you off the throne room. I'm a spread. Battle plan's in its thing. Might have been Chuck. Might have been Jerry. I don't remember. Like, this was a long, long time ago. It might have even been Mark Tuttle who ran the Decipher listserv back in the day. Listservs were a thing where people emailed to talk to each other. So Logan has no idea. Oh, Olson. All right. I
Oh,
apologize if I pronounced it wrong, Phil. Also, the temptation to say I pronounce if I pronounced it wrong, full was very tempting, just so you know. Like, I had to stop myself from doing that and not be a jerk. And Justin says, all right, well, let's go after blame the Scandinavian. You mean all of my people in Minnesota? This is
we're all the
game
same.
2.
Game 1 was won by Desai +5, and then
Did
lost
I
files were
not?
33 to 38.
Oh, it probably would have helped if I unhid the. I updated the responses and then didn't unhide it.
It
This is
happens.
why Dan runs the stream and I just chat. So Justin says, all right, well, I'm going to take this throne room back. I think he's got to be a little concerned about a blast the door kid here. Like, that could
Yeah.
actually be very bad for him.
Well, it would be bad, but at the same time, like, if it gets blasted door kid, it's not like, I mean, the
If
counter
it
beat would
gets
be
blast the
concerning.
door kid, it's Rio and Val against 2 stormtroopers who don't draw battle destiny.
Well, Phasma's ability too.
Phasma's a leader.
Not anymore. I changed it.
All right, well, that last stormtrooper actually helps him a whole bunch. There's the first strike, so he does still have. I mean, Joe still has enough to pay for Blast the Door Kid. So Justin
Sorry about that, Phil.
going all out. This is Justin's out, I think.
Hmm.
Justin needs this beatdown to go through. So
I
here's the
don't
retrieval.
believe Joe has uploaded the Hoojix yet either.
I don't believe he has. And the question becomes, is Justin trying to bait the Blast the Door Kid to cancel it, and then I don't think there are any straight Blast the Door Kid cancelers
Um,
that aren't
just the
already on table. Like Blaster controls would, but
Let's take a peek. Let's use our lovely scomp link.
Yeah, Captain Lando is not
No?
episode 7. I think there was one of those that was a reason. All right, so there's no blast the door kid. That tells me I do think Justin probably has, or Joe probably has the Hujix already. Val is hit,
Or
forfeit
doesn't
0.
or doesn't have the blast door kid.
Could be.
Uh
That wouldn't surprise me, Phil.
yeah.
Dear Canos could, but yeah, not in here. Ruh-roh.
Oh, there's the sniper too.
That's good.
Um Interesting that Justin's playing 2 Huxes as well. But
Justin, one of the things KTOD had a tendency to do with decks was just go, okay, what are the most important cards? We're just going to run multiples of that and make absolutely sure we get them. And if this is a more of a trooper beatdown deck version, which it kind of feels like it might have been,
especially with the 2 Alice's.
it's you want Hux for the trooper pull and you want him for the Destiny +1 and you don't want to not get him.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to get the bow pull with him, so you just say, all right, I'm playing everything into it. So now is going to be we find out if Joe has the Hujix. Because if not, that's game.
I mean, yeah,
It's
maybe Joe would have let the battle this needs go through, but if you don't have the Hujix, you would have scooped
you
after Val
concede
gets
and call it a day. Yeah,
yeah,
and I
after
think
Val gets
that's
sniped. But
yeah, so that's fine. He's gonna hit the Hujix.
he'll get to
I
retrieve another
assume
trooper if he wants to.
I don't think he's gonna want to because I think I think Justin wants to move both ships to crate. I think you need to move the ships to crate. Yep, there's the Hujix from hand.
Yep.
So he had the Hujix. That was fine. That was he's fine with how that battle went. You know, I think Justin would like to have another Ellis to get them to the Salt Plains at some point, but that was fine. I think you've got to move. I think you move Supremacy and Finalizer. I don't think you can afford to. Well, actually, with Outrider accounted for, you could potentially move
The thing you got to
just
be
one of
careful
them,
about
but
is if you just move the supremacy, like Han on the Falcon, or like Han and Chewie on the Falcon, it'll be tied in power, but a what's it called? All wings could be brutal. As we see, he'll
oh, I
actually
like
move
that.
Kylo up.
Moving Kylo up. So
He's
he's
looks
moving
like he's gonna
everyone
move
up.
everybody.
Okay. Yep, because he'll be able to shuttle them down for free
Mm-hmm.
next turn. Because I think moving from the site to the ship is a regular move.
Correct.
So he'll have to shuttle them down. Okay, and he leaves Nines and Phasma there to threaten a drain of 2 eventually. Oh yeah, Supremacy would have moved for free, so he could have retrieved one with Phasma.
Mm-hmm.
But
This is, I mean, I understand. Joe only has 4 cards in hand, but the potential, and I mean, now you have forfeit fodder. That's the other thing. You have
you have forfeit fodder now.
Mataka,
That
you have
makes a
Effin,
huge
and the
difference.
Trooper.
Yeah, you have a bunch of forfeit fodder. You're fine with that.
The
I don't think you have to move Finalizer. I think you're probably okay with it sitting at
the only
Dakar.
concern with not moving Finalizer is now if Joe has the Falcon or decides to move the Outrider over, he's not forced to move away from crate.
Yeah, but I think this is the no, that was Joe Aldred, who does, I believe, play on Gemp occasionally still. This is Joe Olson.
Yeah, the Phasma and the Nines are most likely still just there to occupy battle order.
Well, and if you flip, they're threatening a drain of 2. And yeah, with Trooper Assault, they're very difficult to actually hurt. Like you're drawing 2 Battle Destiny there, you're canceling a lightsaber swing. If you have a Trooper Assault, they're fully immune. Like Joe says, I messed up and auto passed Indra. I thought Joe Eldred played on Gemp. I'm spacing on his handle, but I believe he played in one of the retro events earlier this year. So I thought he played against or was that Paul Todd Feldman? That might have been Dr. Torch.
It very well could have been.
I thought I'd heard Joe Eldred played. I thought he did at some point. It's either way. So now we see Joe activate, drain for 2 at the Cantina, and then he'll drain for 1 at 2 Mitkas right off the top.
Ouch.
Or Mitaka, whatever. Lieutenant Destiny 6.
Thank you.
And
Again,
there
Hux
goes
is
the
on
other
table,
Ellis.
Garrett.
It's all right. His printed Destiny is 6, and that's what I'm going to refer to.
So 4 cards in hand, you have the ability to Mirax. Moving in front of the final or the Supremacy, even with Outrider, is still scary because of the fact that first strike is on table, and even though you can't deploy ships to crate, you can still deploy characters.
Yeah, like
And
I don't know that I don't know that I'd hate moving the Outrider over there. I don't know that I'd love it. I think it might be the right play though. It's just if you don't have
the
Falcon
other issue
with
though
Han,
is
then
if you move the Outrider over, you not only give Justin the opportunity to get a Ellis back, but you also give him the opportunity to lateral damage and then battle into you.
yeah.
Which is what I would be nervous about.
So there we see Mara going to Mos Eisley, getting the I must be allowed to speak pull.
I believe it's I must be allowed to cheat in Smuggler's Blues section.
So I don't think he's got enough to go Han, Chewie, Nien Nunb, Falcon.
Well, if you go
that would get
Han and
real interesting.
If you go Han and Nien Nunb, you really don't need Chewie as well. Like you get the extra battle destiny, but he's gonna
extra
sand.
Battle Destiny, yeah.
He would sand and it.
Out.
Well, I mean, even with 2, you'll probably actually
even
I don't know
with
if
2 you force the sand. Yeah.
Well, you're fully immune. Nien Nunb, sorry, that's the
yeah.
kicker.
If Nien Nunb, you have to force the sand, and then you have to be very concerned. So,
if he does that though, he would force the sand, but I don't believe he would have enough to, all wings. And then the issue is
not.
Even if he does, he doesn't have enough force. He wouldn't have any saved, so Mara could potentially get beat up by like a Cardo plus Aplek.
Yeah.
And not have the money to pay for the Hujix. So I think it would be better. I think for Joe here, he's got to move away from the system. As much as it hurts, it's just there's a lot of pressure. Like if you're moving in front, there's a lot that could go wrong.
If you move away, do you move the fleet first, move the Outrider in front of Finalizer, and then move the Pulsar Skate to Tatooine? And say, you can't deploy in front of me. You can't, what you get is the Finalizer, which is going to be power 7 to my 10. And
we know there's things like a moving into attack position in Lost File.
All right.
Yep. And
so instead, he moves the Outrider to Dakar and says, "Let's dance." Which
this was my original idea, so I'll take credit for the world champion listening to me.
And I think that's I think that's a strong play. You don't want to give the flip, because if you give him the flip, you go from being drained to 1 and 1 to being drained for 5. Because Dakar would
6.
be a 3.
Well,
no, Dakar
resistance,
would be a 3, and the
but
other
he would be draining for 2 at crate, 2 at Dakar.
Oh yeah, if you
site.
move away fully, you give up the crate drain as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think the power of Watch Your Step is you can try and fight for the fleet, at least for a little while, and force them to put everybody there.
Yeah, if
So I do think that beatdown on Snoke and BB9 did a lot more damage than Justin wanted it to.
100%.
Like that ended up hitting him a lot harder
Well, not only
than
that, but you lose Snoke and BB9E. And a Kylo, I think, came off
yeah.
top too.
And BB9's not that important, but Snoke, that ping is important. Him having that sight was important. Like, because I think Justin would have preferred to drop everybody on like the cantina and threaten that, and now he can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So he went for a battleground site there and missed. And again, I think that's just to verify what's in reserve to see if he's got if he got lucky enough to leave a pilot in there that he can go fetch with the ship if he wants to do it. So I don't know what else he'd really be trying to do here.
And this is also one of those things where, like, this is where Justin is feeling the effect of losing the Snoke, because battling at this point in the game would cause effectively 3 damage.
Yeah, if he had the Snoke, it's a much bigger change. Like the being able to battle with First Strike and Snoke and be like, all right, I'm going to ping you for 2 and I'm going to retrieve 1, adds up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Justin, he's got 6 cards in hand. There's, okay, second Snoke. Why not?
Take it all back.
What did I say about KTOD? They just go, all right, what are the good cards? Yep, we'll just play a few of those and make sure we have them and eliminate the extraneous cards. So,
And I mean, you already want to play like 8 copies of Lieutenant Destiny 6, so this is the perfect deck for him.
So this is going to be an interesting how this battle and how this turn kind of goes. All right, so he's battling in space first, getting the first strike ping. Does retrieve the Ellis, which is big, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta imagine he's taking a card off Sand.
We'll see
And
the
Joe loses Menace Fades, which I think Joe might be thinking he's going to keep him from flipping.
Yeah, I mean, we know he's got the moving into attack position in his lost pile right now, so that'll effectively cause a
It'll
what is
make
that?
the Outrider 10, so then it's
13.
So then
minus
it's 16
5
to 8.
Well, the
7.
Outrider goes up to power 13 because you stack the card on
yeah, you're right.
allegations. Or not allegations, sorry, useless gesture.
Yeah, so it'll be a second card stacked on gesture.
Or he'll just play it from hand.
Plays it from hand, okay.
The benefit of that is you do get to play, or you can play the dodge from Lost Pile.
Yeah.
When Mara gets battled against, you can play the dodge from Lost Pile.
So now you're down 10, but like you do have a couple troopers you can just choose to lose out of there, and honestly, you could lose Kylo as well.
I think that'll probably be what ends up happening.
And there's a 4 which doesn't crack immunity because moving makes him fully immune, and the skate's immune to less than 5. So Justin's not getting rid of anything there, although that 2 is...
That 2 is unfortunate, but it would still be Kylo and a card.
3.
So Kylo and 2. Or Kylo and a trooper.
Kylo and a trooper, I'd imagine.
Well, there's no attrition, so I mean, he could have chose to lose.
Yeah. He's got battle damage, so there's no way he's peeling everything.
Now, Joe does know where the Nia nub is, though. So he can go get that. Yep. And if he's got the Falcon
with Mirax.
Or what'll probably happen is Joe will ship dock, put Wedge on Pulsar Skate, and put Nien Nub on the Outrider. Doesn't one of them say ship docking
No,
capabilities?
neither of them have ship docking. That's what I'm just checking right now.
Okay, so he'll
I think it's
land
just
both
the
ships,
Falcons.
swap the pilots, and fly back up.
No, you'd move Wedge to passenger and put Nien Nub. I
Or
think
probably dig for
Justin's.
the Falcon.
I think Justin's got to start a battle with Snoke.
I think you have to. It's another
Like
3 damage.
force out the dodge. Like fine,
Mm-hmm.
make him dodge, but
And if you don't
cause 2
battle, you're
damage, you
taking 2
retrieve 1.
damage back.
Yeah. If he doesn't dodge, and then you're just like okay. And then I think you might have to move Finalizer over to Crate.
You do. You'd be taking
Like
too much.
you're looking at just too much damage there, especially with the
Mm-hmm.
he knows where Nien Nub is, and you've sanded already.
He chooses not to battle with Snoke.
All right.
I don't like that. Because now,
Yeah, like
even
I
if you
think he
move
might have
Smoke,
said, okay, there's a dodge there, but like, okay, we'll make him use it.
make him pay the 2 force or the 3 force to
Yeah,
play
make
it.
him lose 2 force, let you retrieve 1, and then let you retrieve Kylo no less, and then
Mm-hmm.
pay 3 to play it, and like then you end up in the exact same position you're in, which is Snoke at a battleground site and Mara's at the neighboring site. Now instead you have Snoke in the middle, which just feels way worse.
Yeah,
I'm
I guess one of the things that Justin could have been concerned about is a reacting Chewie. Because Chewie would have come down for 3, and then you're looking at 11 power and 2 battle destinies to
yeah,
Snoke who covers 12.
yeah, I guess that's a possibility, but that feels like a
Well,
somewhat less likely. I mean, I see what you're saying, and yeah, there's a
I actually
possibility there.
I don't dislike Justin's play as much anymore because of that possibility. That would be a match ender. You are most likely peeling a couple of cards in that battle.
I mean, but
Um,
realistically, he's way behind right now, anyways.
well,
Or he
yes, but
feels
if
way
you,
behind, I guess. Like they're actually very similar on Life Force. Like Joe's
Mhm.
got 17 down and 9, so he's at 26. Justin has 15 and 7, so he's 22. And the difference is 5. Oh,
the
that
the
only
issue
cause
the issue now though is the fact that first strike's on table. Like
yeah,
if Joe has 2 characters, he goes after Snoke or he goes after Phasma. Well, most likely he goes after Snoke because Snoke is easier to kill, and you don't worry about something like a
yeah.
Trooper Assault.
And Snoke also stops. You take out Snoke, you stop the pings coming
Mm-hmm.
back.
It's effectively a 2-card swing +1 for every time Justin would have considered battling in the future.
So now the one downside of knowing exactly where Nien Nub is, he's only 1 card off the bottom. So like I think Joe has to Mirax this turn.
Well, the beauty is he could also just spin.
Yeah. If he's got one, he could just spin, and that's fine. And I do think he's kind of using some cards here to
Mm-hmm.
get to that. But yeah, he is going to Mirax.
So now he'll have the Nien Nub, possibly a 4. Actually, we don't know what
We don't
the
know what
card under
the
Nien Nub
card,
is.
because there'll be 2 cards. There's 2 cards under Nien Nub.
Because he had to pay 1 for
The
sorry, he had
moving
to
and
pay
yeah,
1 for the moving, so we
yeah,
don't know what it is. But
yeah. So
probably a 6 is the bottom card.
he knows what he Miraxed though. Yeah, and I'd assume it's a 6. So let's see if he does activate to 3 and then Mirax to get Nien Nub.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, he doesn't activate to Nien Nub. Maybe he just says, "Hey, I'm not going to need Nien Nub because Finalizer's immunity is going to get cracked anyways."
Or he's looking at it and he's saying, I know I put a 5 and a 4 down. Luke is coming against Supreme Leader Snoke, and then I'll Mirax before
Yeah,
I draw Battle Destiny to get that Nien Nub.
Also possible. Like there's a few options there. Either
Hmm.
way, first he's going to drain for 3, which
And like Phil
is
said,
starting to put
he can
Justin in a clock.
he can run away, and honestly, I think he has enough time that he can run away for those 2 turns by moving the tracked fleet. That losing the menace fades is not going to be a big enough deal.
Yeah. So, although I don't think he needs to move away. Like the Unitog gets him back the moving into attack position. And now you start looking at that, even with those 2 ships, like that Outrider could end up being a big enough subtraction that the power's functionally similar.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always the threat of lateral damage, even though this is a more ground-based deck. Lateral damage is just such an easy card to put in this deck because of how
Yeah.
much of a swing it causes.
So we see
If
Trooper
he
Assault and Phasma going to the drain at the Cantina, and then a generic Stormtrooper to the drain at Mos Eisley. Like, uh, I'm not sure what Joe's going to do, but I don't think Justin's going to be happy with whatever it is.
Yeah, I would guess Joe's turn is going to involve something that rhymes with beating the brakes out of Supreme Leader Snoke.
So, Phil, he literally just played the TTU to activate a force last turn. So, there we see Luke coming down on Snoke. And he did have the Chewie.
You know, Garrett,
And,
like the fantastic card that it
yeah.
is, I do have my moments. So
Yeah, no, that was. And you're right, that would have been bad if he'd reacted with that. And that might just be the, hey, we're just going to go for straight power here. Like, he's only got 1 smuggler there. He's not getting the extra battle destiny, but he doesn't need it. He caused a ping. He's not worried about getting the force back because he wants to leave a little bit of force.
probably to move away from the system.
So there's the 4 he knew what was because he just played the they're tracking us. And the
And there's the
scum,
scum
yep.
that he put back as well.
So there's the 9 for weapon destiny. So Snoke is hit and forfeit 0. Now, do you Mirax to get Nien Nub just for giggles, or
Well, I think you do
I
just
think
because
you
you
do to
want
get
to.
the 2 off.
Yep.
And
You want
exactly
to
that.
have the best chance to cause overflow because if you draw the 2 and he draws Destiny 7, it's only 3 cards versus the
Yeah.
potential for 9 or something like that.
Yeah, this could be. So there's the 4. So he's 16 to. So Snoke's just down 12 minus his destiny.
Mm-hmm.
You really need a Lieutenant Destiny. Okay, so he hit the Lieutenant Destiny 7. So,
Well, you play 50 of them,
I
so
mean, he's
it's
still down 5, though. Like,
yeah.
that's still. That's still big. And the 7 just kills Chewie because of Watch Your Steps, forfeit +2.
Mm-hmm. Now you could also just lose. Okay, I was gonna say you could lose Luke and move Chewie with Mara, and now you
No,
have 2
you.
smugglers, but
Justin's got. Justin's losing 5 more force, so he's going to max out at having 13 cards down and nothing in hand. Like, you're not scared of getting beat down at this point.
mm-hmm.
And Justin loses the force push combo from hand. Surprises me he's on that instead of the regular. Trooper Assault from hand, Aplek, Barrier, and Decree from reserve. Justin is down to 10 cards in reserve, or 10 cards in down,
Mm-hmm.
and 3 in hand. And there we see Joe says, all right, let's move the fleet. And that means, I'm sure, the Skate and the Outrider split up. Skate going to. I think Skate should have gone to the Dakar and the Outrider to
Yeah,
Tatooine, but again, Justin at this point doesn't have enough to actually threaten the Skate.
no. It also means that if for some reason Justin doesn't move in front of Dakar, it would be a drain of 2 there. because he has 2 smugglers.
Oh yeah, because I must be allowed to speak. Gives you the drains can't be modified. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Or
I'm
canceled in case there was a counter assault.
you and your counter assaults. So
Joe played it in his deck.
yeah, but you're not playing it in space because it's just one draw against the ship. Like maybe you play it, think about playing it in the ground
Well, you would
with
have considered
Phasma
playing
and
it on the
mines.
Cantina. No. Sorry. As in Desai.
Oh yeah,
E-
that's
Yeah, counter assault would have done work last game.
yeah.
Yes. Yes, you could also lateral damage the ship and then counter assault. Now that one's a little bit harder because you don't get to add one for each character aboard the ship. It's just the ships in space. So
All right, so there's the Draina 1 and Draina 1. And I just don't know what Justin's line is here. Like he
I
saved
mean, he saved
4 in
4.
reserve, which is a weird number.
Yeah, I don't.
Like
Kylo?
that is a it's Kylo in battle, but then why did you save 4? Yeah, why do you save 4 though instead of just 3? Like giving yourself an extra force.
And
So
well, Kylo's power +3 this turn too.
yeah, Kylo's like
Maybe does Justin know what the bottom card of his reserve deck is and he doesn't want to draw it or something like that? It could be that he knows
oh
where Mataka is and he wants to make sure he draws that for Battle Destiny for his best
yeah,
chance of causing overflow.
that could be because he does have, with first strike,
It's
Joe
actually
can't
Snoke
do
dying.
anything. Yeah,
Snoke works like Onan Barulars.
yeah. No, Kylo gets the +3 no matter what. So there we see Ellersmatic going away.
Yeah,
I mean, he might just be. This is his shot. Is get the beat down through and hope. So there,
yeah, there's the
Mara's
hit.
hit.
That'll cause
So
another point
forfeit
of damage.
0 and a ping. This is going to be real close.
Tauntaun Skull in the hand would seal the game.
Yeah, that would be.
And there's a good chance he
We
has one.
haven't seen one yet, so he may also not be playing it. Nope, he does not have it. So
Not in hand, at least.
yeah, we
Yep,
haven't
and there's
seen
the
one yet.
7.
So there's the 7. So it's 17 to 9. So it's Mara and 8.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Yeah, that
that's a
if
little
he
rough, but like you're only draining for 2 and you're getting drained for 6 here.
you can actually move in front of the outrider.
Yeah, you could, well, yeah, you could actually move them both in front of the Outrider. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's exactly, Phil. It's always like Supremacy can move for free. You activate the 1 and then follow with, so then you're getting drained for 4. The problem is Joe Joe says that made it exciting. Yeah, because I think Joe's still just doing too much damage for Justin to catch up.
He'll take 4 this turn, but I think
He'll
Joe
take
still has to
4,
move
which
away
leads
from
him to
Dakar.
maybe.
Well, he's got 1 card in hand.
Yeah, I guess that might be like,
And you can't sit there because then you take another ping and you're down by 20 power almost.
yeah. And they have the same number of cards left. The thing is, they have the same number of cards left right now, and Justin is causing half as much damage. Like even if you run from Dakar, you're giving up a drain of 2 and you're sitting on a drain of 4.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to consider that you could probably just move Cora into Mos Eisley
Mm-hmm.
and get one more drain in, like just spread, because again, Justin just doesn't have. What is he going to threaten Lando with? Is Justin considering not moving the finalizer? Like, I think you have to.
If you don't move the finalizer, you're losing both guys on board at the minimum
I mean,
because you
you're
are
losing
down.
the ship probably. You're just down too much.
Oh, Tatooine.
Okay. That's a little unexpected, but all right.
I'm still concerned about Dakar. That's the main issue with it that I'm
Yeah, like
looking at.
I'm looking at Dakar and going, all right, your best case scenario is you're down 4 before this starts, and he's drawing 2 to your 1.
The other issue is, again, we know Joe has the moving into attack position in the lost pile,
Yeah. And
meaning
did he keep Neon Nub or did he peel? Oh, he lost
no, he
Neon Nub
peeled
right
Neil.
away.
But honestly, you don't even care.
Yeah,
Like
but you can move
you'll
into
be
attack
12
position
to his
and
4.
yeah, that's. Oh, all right. So he's moving some forfeit fodder up, but now he's got to pay for drains, which
Do not leave that one trooper there.
no, I think he's got a. Joe's only got one card. Okay, I was like, Joe's only got one card in hand. I might have because now you're threatening 2 draws up in space as well.
But
That's bigger. Yeah, I mean, Joe has one card in hand. It depends greatly on what it is.
so what could happen is even if Joe gets the outrider cleared, he can use that one last card in hand to move. Actually, he doesn't even. He can move the fleet again and stop
Yeah,
Joe or stop Justin from flipping again. And honestly, even if he does let Justin flip, Justin could pay 6 to drain 2 and 2.
yeah.
And it
The
doesn't
flip
move the
is late
needle enough.
enough.
But
He he
actually,
he stalled the flip long enough. It's good. Although draining 2 and 2 would make a difference here.
the issue is Joe still has Walkling, and I don't think Justin would survive
Yeah.
enough. And worst case scenario, Joe could also
Although
just
I mean,
battle into the ship
yeah,
and first strike ping.
there's some things there, and I think you'll probably see a battle at Dakar. Basically, no matter what Joe has in hand, I think you see a battle at
Uh,
Dakar.
the 2 draws also don't matter because moving makes it fully immune.
Well, the true draws matter more for the potential power.
I mean, honestly, I don't know if it does. Joe is drawing 1/4 at the minimum because that's what the choke is. I don't know what the
Yeah,
card above it is. He's going to play them moving into attack position. So he'll be 12, 16 plus a
yeah.
draw to Justin's 4 plus
4
2.
plus 2. Well, he's 16 plus 2 draws because he's still getting 2 up there as well.
He's
Like,
getting, sorry,
again,
yes.
I think Joe is. Justin's best case scenario here probably is wiping this, is losing everyone but the supremacy. Like, if he can get away with just peeling the pilots, he's probably
Oh, and
happy
I
enough with that.
forgot the ship gets an extra +1 because of useless gesture.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, you're down
Now he's up
10 before
10. Yeah,
destinies are drawn.
your best case scenario here is forfeiting all the bodies off there.
And there's a 5.
Yep. 5 and 4 is 9, so he's at 22 to 3. I mean, I
The
guess
guys cover
Justin
13.
can get it to 17. So he's 7.
Pretty sure the guys cover 13 total.
7 and 4 is 11. So yeah, the guys will cover.
Barely.
Yeah, but I mean, barely still covers. Like the issue is I don't think he can get enough damage in to win the game.
No, I don't either.
Like he can survive another turn maybe, but
If he had been able to
like
clear the system, it would have been a different conversation. But
yeah, if he could have cleared the Outrider, you can talk about something. Like then Joe has to decide like, do I move the Outrider? What do I do here? But Joe's got a 6-card cushion on the, he needs to win by more than 5 or win and have the loss pile differential, which right now is in his favor because he was only down 5 before. So
mm-hmm.
like he's got a 6-card cushion here, 7 if you count the card in hand, that I just don't see a way Justin's causing more damage.
No.
Like Justin right now can drain for 1 and then move the finalizer. Like I
And then you
guess in
take
theory you
4
can.
back.
I mean,
Like
I
you just,
guess.
I think the issue is he just doesn't have enough cards. 2 battles where you took 5 overflow. Is like if he had an extra 10 cards throughout the course of this game,
Yeah,
it's a
that
completely different game.
that Snoke battle I think did a lot more damage than it felt like it did. I mean, at this point, I guess Justin can drain, shuttle down Hux and PV to block Luke's drain, move the supremacy to crate.
The issue though is if you're blocking Luke's drain, you're stopping 1 damage and making it 2 damage with the
Yeah, I
first strike
guess
thing.
you're not stopping that. You're giving up the same amount of damage and giving him a retrieval, but you also know he's got Mare in hand, so you can't really just shuttle them down anywhere without giving up the Mara hit.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see a line here for Justin. Like you can drain for 1 and then move finalizer with supremacy, but like, does that actually get you where you need to go? I don't know.
You know what could help, Garrett? Oh, I was gonna say limited resources.
You know how much I love that card, but that ain't gonna help.
Hey,
So, although if he had
who
2
knows?
of them and just went limited, limited, now we could be.
Well, it is unfortunately unique, so he would have
So
to
you
wait
hit
to
him for
play it on Joe's.
4, and then you hit him for 2,
Mm-hmm.
and you've knocked out 6 force right there. Like, but there's no way you're playing double
That
limited.
honestly,
So
that still wouldn't have been enough. I
that would have
actually
cut
don't,
his 6-card.
Charlie. I wasn't born yet.
There's the drain of 2 at the cantina and 1.
I think the other issue for Justin was he was never able to get drains going.
Yeah,
He
I
was
mean,
never able to get drains where he was doing more damage than Joe.
Joe played this extremely well.
Masterfully.
Like
It was a
there's a
masterful move,
reason
some would say.
there's a reason he's a 3-time world champ. He played this super well, and honestly, I think you probably just move away. Yeah, like
Yep.
fine.
Justin doesn't have enough
Justin
to
doesn't have enough to pay to
drain.
drain.
Oh.
I don't
And
think that
even if he
trooper
did,
over
it's
deploy was a mistake, Mason. Like he ended up, got he forced out the Hujix, and he ended up getting all those guys out in play and moving them onto the ship. Like they were fine. It was more the taking the 5 overflow twice was a killer.
mm-hmm.
Justin is going out in style. I approve.
I think I would have rather seen him go to Luke's site, honestly.
I honestly like let him go to Luke and take
Yep.
the damage.
Looks like that's well.
It's Justin's gonna go out in style because that's what
Joey,
Justin
he's
does.
going out on his own accord.
Yeah, he chooses not to pay 1 to retrieve 1. Doesn't matter. Joe's still got 10 cards down, and Justin won game 1 by 5. So
Mm-hmm.
Joe says, "Fine, let's play that game. I'm gonna put Walkling out of play." So
Charlie, make sure to send me your Gemp handle on. Send that to me on Slack, and we'll make sure you get that Gemp pack for you.
And there's the 5 for. I mean, Charlie, your teacher, right? Like
Oh, that's right.
that's. And there was the Tauntaun Skull and Force Pile.
Oh,
Congratulations to Joe Olson for advancing.
well done, Joe.
Thank you all for hanging out and watching with us. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, Logan, for joining me.
Always a pleasure.
I'll be honest, it's 11:30 my time. I gotta go to bed, y'all. So,
Yeah, you were supposed to go to bed like 4 hours ago, right?
I mean, Cronkite's been on and over. I'm still shocked I'm awake this late. But y'all have a great night, and thanks for watching.